Hey man.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, pretty good, you?
Good. It's been a while since we filmed one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6 months?
It's been 6 months?
I think so. Articon just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good time.
Tom.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, cool, yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good fun. You enjoy it?
It was a blast. Didn't you?
Yeah.
It was nice meeting all with like the Canadians and stuff again. Haven't seen them for a while.
Yeah, and we played doubles together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be good. Be good to get back on the show.
Yeah. Well, we've been busy with the magazine, so.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It's really
2
good.
in how many months?
2 in 6 months. Well, released 3 months apart.
That's crazy
Yeah.
for us.
We did that.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Alright.
Yeah. You?
It's a good magazine.
We made that.
I wasn't reading your article.
You changed your shirt?
No? Been looking this good all day.
We were just here.
Yeah.
We were chatting about article.
You're alright.
Yeah.
Crack on.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Welcome, Strategy Battle Games, to the GBHL YouTube video. You're here with your host, GBHL Damian,
GBHL Tom.
and our special guest,
James Long.
James Long, and we are here with episode 93 of
The Palantir.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Oh,
we
yes.
are back.
Back so soon.
Back so soon. Back once again.
With?
The weekly Palanters.
Palantir. We are back with episode 93, the standard 7 months after episode 92.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Standard 7-month break between those two.
Mm-hmm. Where to begin?
Where to begin?
Not much has happened, to be honest, in those
We've
7 months.
probably picked the worst possible 7 months in the
Yeah.
history of the game to have off.
Yeah.
We are now back. We're joined this week by James Long. Lovely to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Hear that you were, what was he in? Was he in episode 91?
Yes.
So you were, can you believe it? You were actually in it just 2 episodes ago.
So I've only missed one episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you've
missed
been-
one.
Yes!
in about 9 months. But yes, we are back. Tom,
Yes.
where have we been?
Where have we been? We have been making a magazine.
We have 2 new magazines. Oh, 6 or
And running
7.
a tournament. We talked about that. We must have done some hype.
Well, when's 7 months? How long ago are we talking? Right, we're mid-September now, mid-February?
Yeah.
So-
So we've been hyping the tournament back
Yeah,
then.
just before 7, well, a bit before 7 Stones.
Mm-hmm.
And we worked out basically that now in our lives we have enough time to either make the magazine or do the Palantir.
Yeah.
And we've been making the magazine for a while, and now the hope is we'll be doing the Palantir for a while.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
James, where have you been?
Around. But I'm not going to lie, in the slight lull before the most recent edition of SPG's come out, played a lot of Guild Ball.
I hear
Lots of
you're
Guild Ball.
quite the news in Guild Ball circles.
I enjoy it.
Quite
I
the
enjoy it quite a
big
lot.
boy.
New edition of SPG.
Is it pulling you back?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll hear about some of the reasons it's pulling you back later in the game.
Certainly will.
Later in the game? Later in the video.
Yeah.
I know what you meant.
Thanks. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Also, don't lie. That would get dislikes, and we only get 1 per video. Apart from the last video where we got 10.
Yeah, well,
leave it for 7
I
months,
think
and people are like,
we started like telling people to dislike
Yeah.
this by the end of it, which was probably not the way forward in retrospect. We are back, and we hope to be back regularly.
oh yeah, because it's that the YouTube, like how much money it grants to a channel is based on likes and dislikes.
Yeah.
So if you get dislikes, you still get.
Because you get people interacting. aren't you?
Yeah, but yeah, where is Giblin with our £4 or whatever it is he probably owes us?
Probably 6 by now.
Yeah, I mean,
In a couple of years. He's off at the forge
maybe £2 actually.
with his new
With our
YouTube friends.
3 videos in a year.
And Steve Crow, of course, GBHL Steve,
Mm-hmm.
off with his new friends. Everyone's off with their new friends.
Seeing a pattern.
Yeah, absolutely. But yes, we are back. We hope to be back. We're thinking about every 2 weeks, right? but we'll see.
Less than 7 months.
Within the next 7 months, you'll get another episode. So yes, we're very rusty at this. We don't know what to do.
Tea toast.
Tom hasn't even printed an agenda. Tea toast, he says.
Yeah.
That for you, sir.
Thank you kindly.
Mm-hmm.
So we're passing it on still.
Yeah, last time it was with Ian Robert, for those who don't remember 7 months ago.
Is that Canadian, Ian Robert?
Yeah, and it's who else but Halder. That's his...
He's passed it on to who else but Howard?
No, that's him.
Oh, I see. Ian
Yeah.
Robert is who
Is
else?
who else but
You are
Halder.
rusty.
Absolutely.
And he's passing it on to Charles Lynn,
Charles
another
Lynn.
Canadian who is very
Charles?
good at painting.
There you go.
Cheers, Charles.
Cheers, Charles.
He's
And-
one of the West Coast hobbits, no?
Mhm.
I believe.
And he's probably not tuning in because he's like, well, there's not going to be a Palantir this week, so we may have to make up the tea toast next week.
Can you imagine
Unless
if-
you can change it by telling him to post.
If his mate told him about that,
Yeah.
and he's been waiting for that tea, he's been sitting staring at a cup of tea for 7 months.
Every week he's been like, I'm ready
It's
on
this
my
week,
Friday. It's this week.
It's this
Oh,
week. It's cost him a fortune in tea. Or he just,
shit. You
Probably
shipped it to Canada.
yeah, just chucked it in the harbour. You're close enough. It's the same continent.
Anyway, yes, so that was what was happening in our lives, or at least a very brief description of that. But the new edition's out.
Wait. Tea toast.
I was about to say.
Segue. We have
Special,
an
Oh,
important
yeah.
piece of news from
special mug.
Indeed, we wanted to make a special note of
This is what happens when you don't have an agenda.
absolutely.
You don't have the notes printed
Who
out.
shorts that?
What's that logo?
Of our good friends Shadow of Flame, and you may well have heard that Kev Lawrence has started doing Patreon. I think it's through Patreon, isn't it?
Yes,
I'm sure it is.
I believe so.
Painting guides, and this actually happened because he did them for A Song of Ice and Fire. Have you seen them that he's painting now?
Yeah, so
okay.
Looks very cool. And he was doing those for himself. He was painting I think it was every 12 Lord of the Rings models he did, he would paint one Ice and Fire model. And he started selling the guides. And then people apparently kicked right off at him and said, why are you doing this and not doing it for Lord of the Rings, given you paint Lord of the Rings? So he has bowed to company pressure and is now providing Kev Spector, DMS, Kev Lawrence painting guides on Patreon, which is awesome. They are but $1 each. Which he actually made a point of saying is the cheapest you're actually allowed to set it at.
Bargain.
So you can go online. I've got a link that I will do my very best to put down there. If by some chance I forget, ask on the Great British Hobbit League page. We'll be able to hook you up. But it's they go live on the 2nd of each month. So there's a new one coming up. The first one was for a Uruk-hai warrior, and October's is. Yeah. Okay. Well, I was going to do a drum roll, but yes, October's is Lurtz.
Oh, well, alright.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Am I right?
Good
you
guess.
read it earlier.
Not a guess at all.
but Lurtz, I believe, has been announced. Lurtz has been announced.
Lurtz.
But do you know what hasn't been announced, Thomas?
What?
November's. We have, yes.
Do we have that knowledge?
We have the information. We have the world exclusive. I mean, that gives a drum roll, right? November's painting guide by Kevin Lawrence, will be? It's a Rohan warrior.
Oh,
Yeah,
look at
indeed.
that.
Getting a
Compliments the Isengard.
Indeed, the little Isengard theme. So, Kevin Lawrence is an amazing person, an amazing painter, and he's a very good friend of the channel and of the magazine. And his painting guides are amazing. You may have seen some painting guides in our little magazine.
Yeah, our lawyers will be into it.
So, please, please go over to their link, which is hopefully down there, and sign up for that. It's $1 a month, it's nothing. And you get an awesome painting guide by an awesome painter. So, please go and check those out.
Yes.
There we go.
That's why your hobby blogs are free, aren't they?
As I'm not an awesome painter?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I've missed you. Oh, no. It's the other one.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. So there we go. A little bit of news. No other news I can think of. However, I do have one thing I'd like to do. It's been 7 months, and we have a bit of banter aside.
Do we?
Yeah, just like that.
Okay.
But you know, you are a good friend, and I have missed you,
Have you?
and I have missed doing this.
Yeah.
You think it's a trap? don't
Yeah, I
you?
do.
Yeah.
I have missed
It's,
this.
it's not. It's from the heart. This is legitimate.
And we've both missed this,
Mm.
and I know that it's important for us to come back together. And I know, like last time when we got back together after 7 months, whatever, we did Palantir presents.
Yeah.
So I thought it was only right that we do it again this
Yeah.
time. I'm sure you did as well. So Tom,
Oh, it's that.
this is your welcome back to the Palantir present. Right, I missed you.
I mean, this is better wrapping than you usually do.
Even then, a slur.
Oh,
Look at that. Look at that.
1990.
First issue. Other issues look more expensive.
Look at that!
That's amazing.
Now,
Look at that! Only
the-
$3.99.
not only do you get this stylish display box, you get some rocks with that. That's gold.
It's gold.
Now, I don't know if they know what they're onto there, because that's worth a lot.
Is it worth more than 99p?
Yeah, it's gold. And you get a magazine
About gold.
about rocks. I
Look at
thought you'd like that.
Look at this. That's
I'll
you.
tell the readers.
Savage.
I'll tell the readers like what's in there or whatever.
No, there's
That's-
lots of good stuff. Minerals in the home. You'd enjoy that.
Yeah.
That's a deep and meaningful present.
Thank you.
A lot of
That's
thought
what
has
we,
gone
as
into
I
that.
said. I think we're
A lot of
friends.
expense, not so much, but a lot of thought is what counts.
You two can do the episode. I'm gonna have a nice read.
That's it, you've got your gold in there.
There's more stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, look how much stuff there is.
Oh, exactly.
Wall poster.
Yeah.
Do you want to have this for your room?
Right, that's for you.
Adverts.
That's for the lounge.
That's for the
Lily will thank me later.
You can tick off your collection.
Make sure you're showing the people.
Look at that poster.
All sponsored by National Geographic, I believe. So the stamp of quality.
What's that?
That's Fushite.
Okay.
If
Good.
you track me into breaking our channel rules.
Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome, mate.
One could say amazinite.
It's amazing, that it is. Enjoy.
Yeah. Should I get your present out?
Yeah. Like, it's all, I wasn't expecting anything, but sure.
Give me a minute.
Mhm.
It's a bit stuck.
Mm. So you know the views and opinions expressed on this show is National Geographic one of the people who the views and opinions aren't represented by?
It won't fit. No. I'll get it mid-show. Aha! No, here it is. No idea what that is. There you are. All wrapped up and everything. Special bubble wrap. I thought it just shouted out at Damian.
It's a South Western Railway poncho that I got at Waterloo and that you found on the floor of the games room,
Well, I thought you'd get wet a lot.
folded up in bubble wrap. Tom, I don't want to make assumptions here, but am I to assume you didn't get me a welcome back to the Palantir present?
No.
I mean,
It's a shame, isn't it?
It's not a shame.
It's alright, I'll just be sat reading my magazine.
Right. That.
I mean, I got you one. But I thought it was just courtesy.
Yeah. Well. Okay.
It's a good magazine. You should get it. Issue 199.
Can't get you in anymore. Got it ages ago when it came out because I was thinking of it.
7 months ago.
Want to read the wrap?
Nope. You take it home and you think about what you did. There's always next week.
A
Right.
bit late then. Shall we?
Yeah. Try and salvage something from that.
James.
Well, even though you two haven't been busy with the Palantir
Mhm.
over the past 7 months, GW clearly have been busy with the hobby.
Oh, they have. Oh, sorry.
I thought you were going to build on it.
No.
After you.
What have they done, Damian?
Oh no, I got the present. You did the talking.
They've only gone and released a big box of stuff.
Hey, don't know if you heard about this.
Too high. Look at that. It's all reflected.
About the Palantir Fields.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. This is Tom's unboxing.
Mm.
A lot of people ask for Tom's unboxing.
Second present for me.
Yeah, I know. Right? This is legitimately Tom's copy. He hasn't opened it yet.
No.
So he's gonna be doing it live, and you're gonna see his first impressions.
Have you ever done an unboxing on the channel before?
He's never done a video on the channel before.
Yeah, touche.
He filmed some hunter auctions once,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone was like, "Oh, Tom's doing content." I was like, "Nah, mate."
I watched that whilst blackout drunk, and it was the most excellent episode of whatever I have ever seen.
Something.
I think I commented on the video.
Shrink wrap.
Figure out.
Yeah. Present.
Thanks. Slightly better than the last present you gave me.
Oh, shot.
You know.
Nothing but net.
And off comes the lid.
Oh, look at that.
Look at all the plastic.
Get your face in it.
Smells.
New plastic
Crikey.
smell.
Oh my word.
That is a lot of plastic.
Oh, it is good, isn't it? It is good.
You get so much in the box.
You do. Battle of Banter. Have you got a copy? You picked up?
No.
Okay.
Not yet. Anyway, I'll amend that. Not yet.
Some dice.
Good.
Oh,
Always good.
Some bases.
Good.
Tokens.
So yeah, I
Tokens are
can't even. Last time we filmed, this wasn't announced, right?
cool. No.
I don't think
No.
we would have known about a box set. So, episode 92, Palantir hosts would have been amazed and baffled and delighted by this news. But, what do you think, James? What do you think of the box set?
I think for what you get and the price that it is, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's
I think
astonishing.
it's absolutely. They have done such a good job of creating a starter set to get people absolutely hooked on the hobby, with characters that you know from the films that have varied enough rules and profiles. There's a bit of magic in there. There's a monster in there. In fact, there's two, isn't there? Because there's
Yeah.
a troll as well.
And
And
I'd-
Theoden.
Yeah,
Quite
absolute
monster.
monster. I think it's brilliant. And the reason I haven't got one yet is because I don't need any of the models in there.
I'm not
Yeah,
taking
well,
this
however-
on the train back.
So,
That'll be
I
fun.
mean, I can keep
not
it
a
for
problem.
you.
Just put it with your magazine. I thought that I didn't need any models in it, and then mere weeks later, I've inexplicably started painting When We Are the Dead.
Mhm.
Tom, are you on the box set? Feelings?
It's incredible what you get in it. And the hardback rulebook as well, not a small rulebook. So hats off to GW for making the best ever starter set.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
By
pretty good.
a country mile. And I don't know what my favourite bit of it is. It's cool you get a ring wraith. I wasn't expecting to get a ring wraith in. If you'd gone back, you'd think like a troll would be the big thing they give you.
Yeah. Getting the fell beast and the troll in there is cool.
Yeah. It's,
A brand new Theoden.
and 24, is it 24 rounds or 36?
36 rounds.
It's,
36.
it's loads.
It is loads. 84 plastic models.
Yeah,
I believe.
it's
Is that what it is?
Mhm.
And the Theoden is
Word on the street.
absolutely amazing.
And by street, I mean back of the box.
Theoden is
Yeah.
Theoden is glorious. And the
Yes.
start of a new line in plastic models. So we've got that one, and then we've got the Gandalf.
Gandalf and Pippin that we saw
And
from
Pippin.
Nova.
Yeah. And I think, several more on the way, they
Yeah.
said, that are already in production,
Mm-hmm.
which is incredibly exciting.
Mhm.
So it'll be cool to see them coming out.
Yes.
So there's-
So,
What we're going to do.
don't know.
Shall we go to trivia before we forget trivia?
Let's do trivia.
So trivia, last time, what did you ask 7 months ago, Damian?
We've tried to work it out. I think I asked which two non-Gondorians or non-men were buried in the tombs behind Minas Tirith.
And the answer is...
Merry and Pippin.
Very good, very
Very
good.
Very good.
And the thing is, the way he delivered it, you wouldn't have known that he was downstairs when we were going through the answers earlier.
It's almost like this isn't my first rodeo.
It was Merry and Pippin.
And we're getting themselves the chance to buy a Frodo. Johan Galdies, Philip Curran, Charlie Concept, Seb Avery, Liam Robinson, Stannis91, Jess Hunt, Chris Murphy, Ryan Ratchford, King Burnseye, David Whittaker, David Murphy, Don Barnett, Duncan Mick, and Fohammer, and James Killian.
Can you imagine the relief?
Well done.
7 months of
They've been
waiting for
sitting there
Frodo.
7 months, terrified.
They've had 7 months to Google the answer.
Yeah, and also they'll know they're right, but they can't buy the Frodo yet. So they haven't received the
That's
authorization.
agonising.
Yeah.
7 months.
7 months.
That's
isn't
what
it?
you've put these people through.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, well done everyone for getting that correct.
Yeah, quite a popular one. That.
Mm.
And then
So was it harder?
there's probably some... It wasn't Theoden, hopefully in the way you asked the question.
Yeah, Theoden gets laid to rest there temporarily, and then gets taken back to Rohan. But we're deciding that he doesn't count because we think I said he doesn't count.
Past Damian made a very
Past Damian wouldn't have made that mistake.
very good question.
Definitely not.
And my question is, what's Theoden's mum called? And the answer is...
Mrs. Theoden.
Mrs. Theoden is correct, but what is the actual answer we're looking
Morwen.
for? Morwen is correct. Well done to Generation Shift, and also getting themselves double Frodos, Duncan Mick, Fohammer, and James Killian.
Madam.
What a return for them.
Yeah, I mean that again, the relief.
Bonus Frodo, 3
And now,
Frodos.
can you imagine as they gorge themselves on Frodos now? Like when you haven't if you haven't done any exercise in 7 months and you suddenly run really fast and you just vomit everywhere.
It's just Christmas morning for
Yeah,
them.
it is. It would just enjoy those Frodos responsibly, guys. You don't want to be just binging on them after not having Frodos for 7 months. It'd be awful.
Alright, well, trivia this time. I'll kick off with my question in the spirit of the new rules book we haven't even talked about yet. And the new profiles. My question is, which profiles that are non-Easterlings have the Blood and Glory rule?
Names of them. And
Non-Easterling.
I was about to say, the only ones I can think of are Easterlings. Interesting.
Dragon Knight.
Also Easterling.
I don't understand the question. Oh, is there a clue of how many there are?
No.
Oh.
Could be 1.
Could be 17.
Could be 17.
Frodo.
Could be Frodo.
Maybe. Bill.
Bill. It could be Bill.
Oh yeah,
Pony,
definitely.
not troll. James, do you have an Eastling?
To have an Easterling.
Do you have an inkling? Do you have a trivia question?
I don't know the answer to Tom's, but my trivia question is in the rulebook where it discusses the new heroic tiers. There are 5 of them. I would like to know which hero has been used as the example for each of the 5 heroic tiers.
Oh,
Big.
He's gone big. He's gone huge. In the rulebook,
Mm.
the pictures
Yeah.
down the
So do
side.
they get 5 Frodos, or they just get a Frodo if you get all
Oh
5?
no,
It's all
No.
5.
all 5.
All 5 for 1.
All 5 for 1.
Go for that, because otherwise I was going to say you're providing the chances to buy Frodos because we haven't got that many chances.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You reckon you could do that?
I could rattle them all off.
I reckon I could do that.
Yeah.
Did earlier. Hashtag just saying.
Had the book open.
Did not.
He's breaking the fourth wall
Better than your
constantly.
shade.
Yeah.
My shade question was great.
Tell them your original trivia question, James. Tell them what you were going to do.
I will. I just need to check the book first.
No, you don't.
I want to know the
Check the
answer.
But if you don't need to know the answer when you give them the question. That's the
You-
very
you do-
essence of trivia.
It's almost like we ask questions we don't know the answer to and wait for the audience to tell us the answer. That doesn't happen. You do your trivia just while I'm trying to find this.
My
answer.
trivia question is, as we all know, there is a wonderful new element to the game, which is the alliance matrix. My question is, in total, between the good and evil alliance matrices, how many green alliances are there?
There's only one proper Green Alliance.
It's good. Pretty good. Hashtag wonders. Yeah. So
Not
how,
Team Nuts, to be clear.
yeah, very clear.
Whilst they
Respect
may
the
wear
badge.
green.
Yes, how many green alliances are there in total on that chart? Bear in mind we're saying how many between armies, so you don't count them twice.
Yeah.
And they're above and below the line, because that would be foolish. How many green alliances are there? Someone will try it.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you'll find in the table. Be you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Have you got your
Yeah.
alternate trivia?
I was my stab in the dark at a guess earlier was correct, but the question from earlier, which was vetoed out by these two, is how much shade would a shade chuck if a shade chuck could chuck shade?
Which apparently,
Bam! Insults.
inexplicably
Bam!
means
Insults.
How much will does a shade have?
Exactly, translate it. How much will does a shade have?
Despite the fact there's no mention of that.
Answer. There.
Is that what you said? I thought you said 4 more than that.
Maybe.
I'm almost certain you said 4 more than that.
Maybe.
That's not a question though, we don't even need the answer from people.
Doesn't matter, I got it right in one.
How much shade does a shade have?
How much shade
How
does
much
a shade
shade
have?
does a shade have? Depends if it's
If
sunny
you,
or
if
not.
you paint it
It's a
one,
tricky thing to say.
oh, one shade.
Congrats. Done.
I have not missed you. The summer has not been kind to your temperament. How much will does a shade have?
8.
Yeah. Just chucks it out there. 8, mate. You looked it up earlier, Blaze. And you, sir, said 12.
No.
He absolutely said 12.
No.
Is that 8?
Lies.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Thanks,
okay.
Tom.
I'm sorry. True cheating liars together.
Even if he'd said 12, I'd be telling you he said 8. But he did say 8.
I appreciate that.
I'm there.
Cleats.
Anyway.
As a trivia, don't Google them.
Yeah.
Don't look them up in your books.
Yeah.
What are you achieving? What are you doing? What are you doing with your life there?
Actually, by Googling them, they might be identifying that they're already out on the internet when they shouldn't be.
Oh, yeah. If that's true, let us know. And we'll do very little about it.
Absolutely nothing. And on to our topic.
Mhm.
What's our topic, Damian? What did we talk about last time?
God,
We talked about curling and your hatred for curling.
In the Winter
But I've
Olympics.
warmed to it. Have I really not warmed to it by that point?
No.
I think I had.
Have you warmed to it now?
Oh, I think I think that was it. I'm sure I said it was awful, and then I watched a lot of it, got really into it, and then like put my hand up and said, "It's great."
I don't think you've done that.
I have. I'm
Have
sure
you?
I have. Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I remember doing it. I think. I don't know. I like curling. Or I
Someone
did.
will probably rewatch
Yeah, I
the
liked
episode
curling
and
for that
tell us.
week, like everyone does.
Yeah.
I don't actually like it. No one actually likes it. Even people who play curling don't like it.
Anyway, this week we're going to talk about...
What did we talk about last time?
I've not a clue.
Alright.
I wasn't here last
I
time.
don't know.
Gonna
Trivia question. And what did we talk about last
talk...
time?
Who knows?
Don't
Leave
Google it.
until. Yes. What are we talking about? We're going to go through some of our favourite things about the new rules.
Yes.
Mhm.
We didn't see that one lumbering over the horizon.
Yes, so we're going to talk through our top 3 profiles, updates that have had a significant change and we really like, top 3 rules changes, and then our favourite profile that's been decreased in power because they were a bit too prevalent.
Indeed.
That's what we're going for.
That's what we're going to do. And we hope you enjoy it.
And we'll kick off with our guest,
Oh.
Mr. James Long. Would you like to submit a profile?
The...
These are positive ones, are
Yes.
Yeah.
they? So these are profiles we think have been improved.
Yes.
Alright?
In no particular order.
Straight
just
out of the
3.
gate, 100% Ellendale.
Wendell.
He
Yeah.
is a tank. He fight 7. Can I say stats?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can say stats, I think.
So fight 7, strength 5, with a master crafted hand and a half. So he's essentially wounding defense 7 on 4s.
It's barely, isn't it?
Yeah, essentially. It's def 7.
Yep.
And then 3 attacks.
You can have a shield
3
as well.
wounds. You can have a shield. There you go. Defense 8. And then the fact that he's always got fortify spirit up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, admittedly, we'll probably touch on this later that magic has been decreased in power anyway, but having that as standard is insane. Is absolutely insane.
He is.
And
He's if you give him the horse, which you have to, really,
Yeah, yeah.
he's 200 points.
Yes,
He's a massive chunk of points.
Yeah.
he is.
But
But,
he's-
you will reap
With the
that
3 heroic
reward.
combat,
Exactly.
He's very good.
he's hard to stop with fights 7
Yeah.
and 3 will and fortify.
And he's got a great choice of heroic actions.
Heroic strike, heroic strength, heroic defense, and heroic challenge.
He's brilliant. He's worth every penny of the 200
But you're
points.
saying you like this?
I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely think it's the bee's knees.
He should be awesome, right?
Yeah, he's meant
He-
to be the best.
He should be better than Aragorn.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Aragorn's
how many points
better
is
in
Aragorn?
in other ways.
Aragorn's more expensive if you give him all his stuff.
True. I think the versatility of Aragon's free might is arguably more important than the free hero.
I think Elendil should be better than Aragon, shouldn't he?
No, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
let us know. Elendil or Aragon.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What do you
it's the strength 5 Burley is just
It's all about Azog and Volk.
that's just
It's amazing.
yeah.
But he's got 1 fate and his horse isn't armoured.
Yeah.
So fairly easy to shoot off his horse.
Does he have the horse lord?
No
Yeah,
horse
okay.
lord. And it doesn't take an awful lot if you beat him once.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna magic him, but if you do manage to beat him in combat,
Yes.
get some strength 4 in there. He's gonna go
Yeah,
down.
he's going to inflict quite a lot of pain, but he has to make his 200 back. So I guess
Yeah.
as long as you can stop him from making his 200 back, then you're all right.
Indeed.
I just think he is an absolutely outstanding profile.
Try it, yeah.
And-
Yeah, dealing with him is going to be really tough.
Arguably, I think he's going to be He's going to be in the new all hero lists. So at the
Oh yeah.
in the previous edition, when it was sort of the elven heroes,
Yeah.
I think it's now going to be him as one of the linchpins or the staple or the profile
Yeah.
you most commonly see in them.
Bear in mind, you'd still want to make it a Greed Alliance, wouldn't you? So
Yes,
that
absolutely.
they can heroic moves together. So it's probably going to be
Him and the high elf
Elendil,
ones.
Gil-galad, Elrond,
Isildur.
Isildur, Glorfindel.
Yeah,
which
but you don't
is-
get
Elrond.
blinding light in there.
Do
This is
you,
true.
do you really
Curvin?
mind at that point?
Elendil's horse is
Yeah,
gettable.
Yeah.
Cool. Elendil, strong shout.
Yeah.
I am going to start with potentially a obvious one, like for me, but something I was delighted about, which is Lurtz.
Lurtz.
Oh,
I think he's got
profile he
Rohan
deserves.
Warrior with the upgrade one.
Absolutely. Lurtz is glorious. Now he's everything I think people wanted him to be. He's delightful. He's 90 points. He's a huge increase, like relatively to his profile. He's still, well, that all the Uruk captains went up by 5, so he's realistically had a 25-point increase.
Yeah.
He's got an extra shoot value, an extra point of defense, an extra attack, an extra wound, and an extra point of courage on his profile, all of which are great. He's got an Uruk high bow now, which is strength 3. He's got some awesome heroic actions. He gets heroic march, which a lot of named
That's
characters
brilliant.
don't. And he's got a fantastic special rule, which is that he never has to roll to determine when and where he arrives. So you leave him,
He
if you're
just
doing
appears.
Maelstrom, you leave him to last, and he can come on and help you out.
Or alternatively, you bring him on first, and then you know that the rest of your army needs to come on around him.
That's a terrible idea. That's surely a dreadful idea.
Well, no, because normally when you're rolling for the first ones, you don't know where they're going to end up, so you put alerts down knowing that that is specifically where you want to be, and you then
Roll a
fix
2.
Well, you fix the rest of the rolls with your might, so that everyone comes on together.
This guy's a lunatic.
I don't know.
If you put Lance on first, essentially you've rolled a 6, and then you roll a 4. He comes on the opposite table edge to Lance. Your solution is use 2 might, as opposed to starting with the other guy who comes on wherever the hell he comes on, and then Lurt's guaranteed to put him next to him, exactly where he wants for no might.
When you talk
Yeah,
like
fair.
that,
Yeah, reasonable. I'll take that back. It's been a while. It's not Guild
It's
Ball.
also good for recon,
Yes, really good for
having
recon.
legging it on
Yeah.
with recon.
shield 3.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Do you think that's because of the models?
Yes, but then do you get to defense 7?
No. I think the shield is in his profile.
And that the shield for 3 just means he can shield.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't honestly understand why it's an option.
Yes.
But an Uruk scout
Because
captain
one of
is
the
defense
models
5.
doesn't have one.
Yeah.
But it's odd that it isn't including the profile, so therefore by the rules of how the book is created, shield should make him defense 7.
Yeah, maybe.
Which he obviously isn't.
It is strange. It is because I don't think that's anywhere else in the book. But he's awesome. He's great. He's now, because he's got heroic strike, he can fight Boromir or he can fight Aragorn.
Oh no,
Yeah.
because in the rules it'll be if you take a shield and bow, you don't get the shield bonus, the defense bonus.
That's it.
So
He's got it.
he can get it for free
He's got it.
because
it.
it doesn't change his defense at all, but it just means he can shield.
Right.
That's it.
But still, why wouldn't you take it?
Because some models don't have it.
Oh, I suppose.
So it
Yeah,
means
if you're
that
going
you
purely
have
on aesthetics.
the cool alerts, you can't shield.
Well,
Owen Wilson.
I think then you take the cool alerts along, and if you play a jerk, you get the rubbish alerts out and put them on the table. Go fine.
I want to shield with my alerts.
Yeah, but he won't shield now, will he? He'll cut you up.
No, 3 attacks, 3 wounds. He will
Yeah.
Yeah, so he can now
chop
go
you.
properly have a good crack at Aragorn or Boromir.
Yeah.
But he's likely to lose because he will run out of might, so won't be able to strike and then
And
die.
fate.
Yeah, which I think is awesome. I think he's the right. They've got that exactly
And
right.
Isengard needed a 90-point
Yeah,
hero.
they need a nice
Yeah.
juicy middle hero.
Absolutely.
Little bonus mention to Ugluck as well, who's had a fantastic couple of
Too many
improvements.
mentions.
He's on the same page. He's Ugluck's miles better now.
Yeah.
Great. So yes, that would be my first.
Good.
Mr. Thomas.
I'm going to go for one of my... Actually, I'm going to go big.
He's going big.
I'm going to go big.
Going huge.
Smaug.
Not that big, but not far off. I'm going to go with the Balrog.
Oh, it is big.
It's
It is
big.
literally big.
He's cheaper and a lot better. Because he's 50 points cheaper. But he gets a free heroic combat every go, which is huge.
That's amazing.
So actually he can... It's not just, oh, there's one dwarf. Oh, no, he's...
He's stuck now.
Yeah, so that just gives him that movability. So you can't just give him one. He can always move on, which is great.
And let's be honest, realistically, he probably will be killing the vast majority of things that
Yes.
he comes into combat
He's,
with relative ease.
he can hold your whole goblin army together with his 12-inch auto pass courage.
Which makes 0 sense
Yes,
because
they
when he
all
arrives, the goblins run away. It should be the opposite of that. It should be when the Balrog's in the army, the goblins are automatically broken.
Yeah, which does kind of mean that you... I can't remember if the drum still has that courage thing, but
Yeah, it's +1 courage, isn't it?
but you wouldn't need that. You don't need the drum and the Balrog. But other things that he's good, he's got resistance to magic is now better,
Mm-hmm.
so that is much better for him. And he's got 10 will, so he's going to be very, very, very hard to. Very hard to.
He doesn't cast spells,
stop.
does he?
No,
So what does he use his will for?
resisting
Did he have? He had 10 wheels in the last
Yeah.
edition. Yeah.
for resisting.
Just for resisting?
Yeah.
He's quite resisty.
And so he
He's
gets.
got 10 will with an extra dice
Yes.
on each one.
And he gets.
20 will if you will.
Depends how many he throws.
Oh, that's a crazy though.
Does he have any might in his profile?
No.
But he just gets his free combat.
Yes.
He's
That's-
still only
that's
6-inch
cool.
move and without fly, right?
Yes. So he's still limited in that respect.
Wait, why has he not got fly?
Doesn't have wings.
Can't be unarmed by anything, which
Yeah.
is cool.
Reasonable.
And he can set things ablaze if he doesn't kill it, which is really cool. And you can't set him ablaze because it makes no sense.
Yeah.
And then his lash is much better as well as it being the throwing weapon. You can, like the old Watcher, you can pull stuff in that you don't kill and fight them. So that's a good way with a 6-inch movement to at least get at stuff.
You've got a Balrog, right?
Yes.
Painted. So
Yes.
are you planning on using
I
it?
I might be able to get up to 1,000 points of Moria.
You mean for throwing
For throwing
skulls?
skulls.
Throwing the skulls,
Ooh.
everyone. Just announced.
I
Saturday 1st and Sunday 2nd December.
That isn't a bad shot. I could Balrog it.
Do you know what the problem with this is? I was thinking about this. The throwing the skulls now, people are going to take what they normally took to throwing the skulls, and
they'll
it's going to be
good.
horrifically powerful. And throwing skulls is going to be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll take the Balrog.
Yeah,
and
7
goblins.
stones will be the same. It'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm taking my fancy
Oh,
list
Mount
order.
Rohan. Oh,
That's the whole
Rivendell,
point
oh,
of this
yeah.
issue, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that
7 stones will be people taking Reavers.
yeah, you'll have to kind of backwards engineer it if you
Yeah.
want something about it, which is a great thing.
Anyway, the Balrog is amazing.
yeah.
I can't wait to try him out, and I might do it at Throne of Skulls.
Try and dodge Tom.
I mean, it's just some
I'll have it,
goblins
King
and
of the Dead.
Balrogs. Yeah, I know, but King of the Dead only does half his wound.
Alright, King of the Dead.
He'll be dead by then,
It's already dead, mate.
Why does the King of Dead only do half his wounds?
because the
Stupid
Balrog's special rule.
Which is
The Balrog or Morgul, the Drain Soul or Morgul Blade only do half of his wounds.
reasonable. That
Um,
explains it.
Does it?
Yeah, it says half of them. So for that actually, obviously he has 10 and then he goes to 5. My assumption is that it means he then goes from 5 to 0, but
Does it go to 2.5?
does it go to 2.5?
The Morgul Blade can never kill a Balrog just
And
because
then
you go half.
1.25.
Nah, because the second time it'll do
Yeah.
half his profile wounds, won't it?
It does, it just doesn't say. It does say starting wounds.
Yeah.
Good, great writing.
Got
Catch
you
out
there.
idiots like me. Yeah,
Beards.
so that's my first one. Over to James.
Very beardy.
Mm-hmm.
My next one is another Fight 7 model.
I found this incredibly hard to do, by the way, to pick
Yeah.
3.
Mm?
I found this incredibly hard to do,
Yeah.
to pick 3.
Eagles.
Eagle.
Eagles.
Eagles.
For the pure and simple fact that they now have monstrous charge.
Wow.
Makes
I like that.
such a difference.
Because, in the films before the Eagles just came in and then they stopped.
Yeah. Because obviously, hit an immovable object. So they just stopped.
But yeah, the Eagles are great.
They're absolutely brilliant.
A bit more expensive now.
They are. And I love the fact they have a 3-inch move value
Yeah.
without fly.
Should you wish to.
Would that means that they can now enter woods? Does
Yeah,
it?
but isn't the...
They
there
don't
was
get a charge. right?
did you not see the big debate on this? That the idea is that if they can now charge into a wood, right?
Mm.
That's the idea of having that. But if you put a model within, how does it work? If you put an enemy model within 1 inch of a wood, right? They can only move. Don't they go a quarter through it for some reason? There's something like that. They go
Yeah.
a quarter through it,
Quarter
right?
of 3.
Which is 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
So they can't charge because they can't reach the guy. And you can't enter a control zone unless you can charge it. So if you put guys within an inch of a wood, they
just
can't
ever
go
get in.
into the
They
wood.
can't ever go into
Yeah.
the wood.
And basically like, is this what was intended?
That's glorious.
It's amazing.
But it does mean that they can
So
slowly
good.
crawl their way through a wood. If there's an objective in it or something.
That's so good.
But the points have gone up to
Yes.
allow you to build better armies.
Mm-hmm.
There's now 100 and 150, so you can hit
Yeah.
the right points totals.
And Guahir being 333 is excellent.
And then they get a courage boost. Am I making that up? What,
they're
they
both
courage
5
they're
before?
both
Yeah.
6 now.
Yeah, I think that's a bonus, isn't it?
Mm.
3 people.
Speaking of bonuses,
Also
the
known as
army bonus
3 birds.
is that Eagle models from this list get +1 to their strength when they charge.
That's amazing.
Which is outrageous.
So their strength 7 on the charge.
Courage 5.
Yeah, right.
I think we'll see quite a few Eagle armies because they're going to be tough to beat.
Well, they're going to do the same thing that you mentioned a second ago, where initially they were not as often used, but were relatively fluffy, and will now just stomp
Yeah.
things.
They're going
Does
to
that
be
mean
the
they
new
can
Felbeast.
hurl Felbeast now?
Yeah.
What's the point of the charger thing?
Ah, that's fluffy.
But yeah, they'll be
Makes
the
sense.
new Felbeast. I think you'll see Guahir and all Eagles because
I like
Ed's new army.
They're still in
There's
trouble
only
if they
3
lose
might.
the roll off there,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, because then they've got to. Yeah, but defense 8.
Mm.
Like not that many. You have to really have things that are strength 4 and 2-handed to really dent them.
Ah, simpler times.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eagles
And-
are my second pick.
That's new as well.
Which one?
Stand fast.
The fact that it also affects wizards.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know when you need that, but Guahir can make Gandalf pass his
Just in case.
stand fast, right? His courage
Yeah,
test.
yeah.
It will affect.
Maybe the mouth of Sauron's went on a little drain
Yeah.
courage streak.
The Guahir's gone, caca, and Gandalf goes, you're right. I will stick around. Caca.
Yeah, I'll take a courage test with the courage 6 Guahir rather than the courage 7 Gandalf.
I presume he's been drained.
Of course.
Maybe it's one of those things there's some combination if you've got Erkenbrand on the board and I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the answer is.
Sorted.
Actually, I think Erkenbrand's horn's been changed, isn't it, to only Rohan? I believe. So that wouldn't work anymore, which is a lovely bonus, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you just hit.
He's going rogue.
Yeah, top left.
Yeah, Rohan.
Oh,
So that's a
much
lovely
better.
change.
Good change.
Good change. Overall, I just want to say it's brilliant, isn't it?
Stomping.
It's absolutely awesome. So well done to Jay and to the entire Middle Earth team, because this is a thing of beauty. On to me.
Yep.
I'm going to go for one that you might not expect from me, at least. If only. Tariel is the greatest changed profile in the Lord of the Rings armies book. Right, so I'm going to go for the Witch King of Angmar.
Witch King of Angmar.
Because
His stats the same.
Yeah, his stats the same. The Morgul Blade is, I believe, the same. There might be some slight variance, but Might Will and Fate the same. Harbingers of Evil, Terror, Will of Evil. Armoured Fellbeast, solid. He's got some great stats for a wizard. Heroics. He's got Heroic Resolve and Heroic Channeling. He's also got Heroic Strike and Heroic Strength. So Heroic Strike on a Fellbeast is very rare now. I think it's only him and Kamal.
yeah,
Maybe Knight of Umbar, possibly. So that's huge. But the big one is the Crown of Morgul,
yes,
which, whilst wearing the crown, the Witch King of Angmar can choose to reroll 1 dice when making casting and resist tests. And that,
And has 3 attacks.
yes, of course, yeah.
3 attack hat.
3 attack hat remains. And that, for me, and I know some of the other ones are quite good, but maybe potentially a bit more on them later, it makes him the best.
Yeah, he's
It
no
probably
Sauron.
makes him the best.
yeah,
Is that fair? Do we agree?
Yeah.
And he should be.
Yeah.
And he also, what I really love about it is, by making him the best, I wouldn't mind playing against him. He doesn't feel unfair. It's not It's not like the Undying's rule or the Dwimmerlake's rule or even something like the Knight of Umbar, where you feel a bit cheated by it or robbed by it.
Yeah.
It just feels like, yes, he's this awesome sorcerer and he's great in combat, and it makes you want to take the crown.
Yeah.
And I think
He
they've...
just puts his points up as well.
Yeah, is it still 30? It's 25.
yeah. It's cheaper, isn't it?
It's cheaper. Brilliant.
Cheaper and better.
Cheaper and better. But if you want him fully whacked out, he's going to be about 200 points, isn't he? Oh no, he's 200. He's 150 plus. So if you want all of that, all of that, he's about 240.
Yeah.
Something like that. But I think he's awesome now, because he's...
Yeah.
You should want to take him, and you're seeing a lot of him, like in various games, people talking about using the Witch King. I think so. I think the changes to Witch King are awesome.
Yep.
I think
And
he's
he's
very
got one new spell.
Has he got Instill Fear?
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything, I'm not particularly familiar with what he had before, but is everything else the same
Yeah,
casting
it looks
value?
like the rest is the same.
So yeah, Instill Fear.
Maybe Sap Will's harder to cast.
I believe it is, yeah, it's on 5+ now, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's Instill Fear do?
It
Is
doesn't
that where you have
make...
to take a courage test and
Yeah.
move him away?
Yeah, it's like a Spectre.
Good looking that.
It's a Spectre.
So that's a handy spell. He's got, I mean, that's a great range of spells though.
Oh, not quite Spectre because it has to be. Is it directly away or to the nearest
It's-
board edge?
As far as I'm aware, it's
Just look it up
directly
in this very
away.
book that's in your hand.
Directly away as chosen by the model controlling the Witch King, and you can do it in whatever order.
Let's see. It's where you
It's
have.
there.
It's where you have your little ribbon. Okay. Instill Fear. Courage test. Each affected because it's everyone within 3 inches then.
Oh, that's good.
And
With -1.
then they move its maximum move distance directly away from the caster. That's
So
pretty
does
good.
each model within 3 have to take a
Okay,
courage
yeah.
test?
Yeah,
so
and you choose the
individually.
order. Yeah.
That's cool.
And if they hit another model though, then they
Yeah,
stop.
Yeah, sure.
Get off my objective.
Yeah,
That's
it is, isn't it?
pretty cool.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Is it hard to cut? It's on a 4+. So it's,
Yeah.
With a reroll.
Cool.
But yeah, I love him. I think he's great. And I'm very, very tempted for the first time ever to paint up a Fellbeast.
Mm.
To have the Witch King.
Who are you and what have you done with Damian?
Yeah, well, they're not as horrible now.
Yeah.
So I don't feel as disgusted about using them. I like Witch King.
Okay,
The Witch King, is the Witch King the Wraith in the box?
Yeah, we get both. It's a
Yeah.
plastic kit.
Oh, nice.
You get the Wraithy and Wraithy.
Wraithy and Wraithy.
It's 3.
So you can choose which one.
Oh, it smells so good. There he is. That's the Witch King. And you got Xenoma Wraith.
Mm.
They're a choice of heads, I believe. It's quite cool.
No, that's cool.
And a choice of swords for the way. And someone made a good point that will sit on one of the horses from Rider Rohan. So you also get another Wraith on horse if you want it.
That's fun.
Oh.
It's lovely, it's a great kit. It's very, very cool.
Nice. Yeah, my next pick is Gandalf the White.
Good choice.
Gandalf the White.
Very good choice.
2 attacks now.
2 attack
For a
hat.
wizard. 2 attack hat. 2 attacks for a wizard. And Glamdring is Elven made, and it can be
See,
for 200.
that's a huge bonus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for roll-offs.
Fight 5.
5 strength.
So he's
5,
not,
2
you know,
attacks.
he's against elves now in combat.
So he's pretty good in combat. He has Heroic Resolve, Channeling and Strike, so he can still strike.
That's awesome.
Shadowfax now has 2 Will and a Fate, which is awesome. Ali's Defense 5 as usual. And then he has all of the spells. Literally all of the spells. Blinding Light, Immobilize on a 2+, still. Terrifying Aura, Command Fortify Spirit on a 3+, which is awesome. Strength and Will, Banishment on a 4+, Sorcerer's Blast, and your staff is broken. So much spell.
So he gained Fortify Spirit and Banishment.
Yeah.
That's
That's
That is
brilliant.
ridiculous.
some good games.
Yeah.
Imagine every game, every turn, you're like, I don't know what to cast.
Yeah, he's 240 points for Shadowfax, which is a lot. So you're going to be depending a lot on him, and he can't blast through tons of models. But
His blast has been changed. See,
um,
Hero of Legend.
Valor,
Wow.
because Aragorn is a legend in the Gondor list. But yeah, he's amazing.
With a brand new stunning model coming out.
Yes. But yeah, he'll be really cool to use. But I get 240 points if you've not got a Fell Beast on the other side for banishment. Then it might be hard to make his points back.
But he's got Blinding Light.
Yes.
That's the thing for me, that
Yeah.
the Wizards, it remains to be seen quite what Wizards do in the new edition now. The Magic's been nerfed, but if you've got Blinding Light, I think they're worth their points. So you Gandalf the Grey, you Galadriel, you Gandalf the White.
Yeah, and command and stuff is still really useful. Command on a 3+ is great. Like, yes, it doesn't half the fight value, but it still brings stuff in and you can strike and chop them up.
What's the range of Command and Immobilize?
12 inches.
Okay.
But I mean, you can still strike above stuff, because they won't be able to strike if you
He's
immobilise.
also, he's a fair chunky points, you might not have a fighty hero, but he's quite a fighty hero.
Yeah, yeah.
3 attacks on the charge with an Elfin Made Blade at strength 5.
Yeah.
Not to be sniffed at.
No, I think he's really cool.
And you've used him a lot in the past, so
Yeah. He is great.
can you get the new model?
Yes. We'll be all over the new model. But yes, Gandalf the White is my next pick.
So
Final pick for you, Mr. One.
the final pick of the 3 that you asked me to look at was actually quite difficult, narrowing down basically everything in this book into 3. I've actually chosen, again, Fight 7, but Gulliver as my final choice.
Gulliver out of nowhere.
Bit off-piste.
It is.
He's gone
But
huge.
He's
the
gone
last
so
one.
big.
Still playing with your rock magazine there?
I just think it's awesome.
What's happened to Gulliver, Mr. Long?
Have you read it?
No, I mean I'm asking.
It's just bonkers good. It's the profile that when I was flicking through, having never really gone, I fancy using that model before in that army, with everything that's changed, looking at it going, actually that'd be pretty cool. I want to give that a go.
So what's so good about him?
Fight 7.
Still. Is that it?
Actually, has he changed? That being said, do I just
Has
like
he
it and have I
changed?
just never read him before? This is oops. This is an oopsie.
Oh,
Have we got more in your own, Mark?
Yeah.
Have I done a stupid?
It's huge. Well, let's find
I
out.
don't think he got monstrous charge before, did he?
Tom coming to your rescue here. What can I interest you? He's fight 7 now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Used
there
to
you
be
go.
fight 6.
Yeah, there you go. Fight 7. That's what.
He was strength 8.
He's still strength 8.
Defense
Death
5.
5. Yeah, that's fine.
4 wounds, 3-3-0.
3-3-0.
What heroics are you now?
Strength and defense.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
actually
resistant to magic and terror and fly.
I think defense on Gulliver is going to be really, really handy. Because if you can prevent people just chipping away wounds against Def 5 when they're having to roll natural 6s, you then you keep his fighting power.
Yeah, yeah.
Because obviously for every wound you do, he then gets exponentially worse.
When do you call her a defensive? Is it the start of the fight phase?
Yeah,
So
fight
you're gonna say I'm gonna lose this fight, but I don't mind.
Yeah. Because maybe you're going to win priority next turn,
Yeah.
at which point you just pick him up and fly him somewhere safe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think heroic defense on Gulliver is quality.
Resistant to magic, terror, fly.
Resistant to magic, Terrorfly, and Harbinger of Evil.
That's new.
Ooh, that is new.
Yeah. Especially in an Angmar list.
And monstrous charge.
Yeah,
Correct.
Which is that's big. Extra attack.
So he gets the
double.
number of attacks and courage value as his wounds.
Yeah.
That's
So he has 4 attacks at start, so 5 on the charge.
Yeah.
5, 7.
That's 5/7.
Yeah.
That's huge.
That's grim.
That, and then 10 wound.
That's lucky for you. He's really good.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
That's gone well.
He is very big.
I don't like him.
Is that because he's made it?
It's not. I'm not just anti-made up. Birder's made up. I can go order. I just don't. He's never really done it for me. It's a bit too high fantasy for me.
Yeah, fair.
But he is very good now.
Mm-hmm.
And grant you this. Yeah, those are some great.
I wouldn't like to come up against him for sure.
Harbinger of Evil and Monstrous Charge and an extra point of fight for the same points are
Yeah.
the good changes. Spirit though, get your Gandalf the White on that. Can
Yeah.
be banished.
Banish
Yeah.
that. I will banish that.
I
I
do.
will banish you.
I do think this edition we will see a lot more high-costed heroes.
Right.
And at the moment, the tournament scene sort of flicks between 500 and 750-ish, and I reckon it will be 750 minimum up to 1,000. I reckon that will be the new bracket in which we sit because of these massive hitty heroes, and that now you can legitimately put them on the table. Now that they can lead more troops, and you can still build a balanced army.
Maybe we'll
Relatively.
get 2 completely different metas. Maybe we'll get a meta for like 750 plus and a meta for
Yeah.
500 or less.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mm.
I think possibly be all hero, less than 500
Yeah.
balanced
But
army.
you don't
Or-
get as many anymore.
No.
That's
This
the
is
problem with them. The really scary ones. Take your Elrond, Glorfindel, Gilgalad combo.
Mm.
That's somewhere in the region of 600 points.
Yeah.
So 600 is 3 of them enough. I don't know. You're going to have a lot of bows
Yeah.
there to get some of them off their
Yeah.
horses.
I'm really, really excited to see what happens with the meta.
Yeah.
Because this is uncharted territory as far as I'm concerned. And it's really quite exciting.
Was it?
Yeah, they're my 3.
Right field. Yeah.
Big stompy heroes.
Now, I must admit, I'm going to go a bit Gollum with my final guess and squeeze 2 into 1. But I think you'll allow me such a gift because my final choice goes to Legolas and Gimli
Ooh.
because they
Okay.
were already awesome and they've gone up 10 points each. But few things. Leggy now has Elven Made Daggers, so he gets the reroll bonus.
Lovely.
He gets accuracy and strike, which is great. Deadly Shots is almost the same, except his auto hit is on a 2+.
Which is
still-
fair.
Yeah, still means
Yeah.
he's almost always going to hit it, but it gives you a bit of variance.
And you can still might it, can't you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So if it really means that much, then you roll the one.
Gimli gets strike and strength.
Was that your
That was my knee.
Wasn't
Oh.
pleasant to hear.
Sorry.
And is pretty much the same because he seems to lose his +1 to wound bonus, but he gets it because he's got a mouse to fall
Yeah,
back.
absolutely.
But the big one is the fact that Legolas has the special rule final count 42,
What a great roll.
and Gimli has the special rule I myself am sitting pretty on 43, representing their kill contest at Helm's Deep and latterly the Pelennor. And that is, if Legolas and Gimli in the same army, keep track of how many models they've killed. If at any point Legolas has fewer kills than Gimli, Legolas' shoot value is improved by 1, so you get shoot value 2+. And Gimli, if they're in the same army, keep a track of how many they've killed. If at any point Gimli has fewer kills, Gimli receives +1 bonus to a wound in combat.
Yeah.
Now I've
Gimli
left
one's
this.
awesome.
Yeah, I've left this as my number 1, and I think this is my favourite because this isn't just a rule that makes them better. What I love so much about this, and I think it's a very rare thing, is you have a special rule that really accurately reflects what they do in the films and the book, but it also makes you do the rule as a player.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
you have to, for this rule to work, you have to do the kill count between them,
Yeah.
which is wonderfully
It's
thematic.
cool.
And that is, assuming it was Jay, and not any, not Adam or anyone else. I think that's my favourite rule in the new edition, because it's like, do you remember when we did this? It might be episode 91, but the Christmas one, when we did our profiles that
Yes.
best represent things, and one of mine was the Nazgul. I thought the Nazgul popping and appearing was the best representation of that. I think this is the same thing like that. I think it perfectly, brilliantly encapsulates that, and it's going to be so much fun to use. How do you think it works? What do you do? Tactics?
I mean, realistically,
shoot a lot with Leggy, hurl Gimli in,
you
and then
ping
if
off-
Leggy needs the stuff later on to kill stuff off on objectives, then Gimli's done the
Leggy
business.
should get ahead,
Yes.
Yes,
but then when
100%.
Gimli gets into combat, Legolas is probably going to be in combat.
Yeah.
So Legolas is probably not going to benefit from the shoot value. It's going to be Gimli.
I think he will later
I
in
think
the
it depends how
game.
you play Legolas at
Yeah.
that point.
But if you're doing the Fellowship,
Right, sure.
if you've got Fellowship, like Leggy
Yeah.
and Gimli sitting behind a battle line, then maybe. But if
Yeah,
you've
for
got
the Fellowship, Gimli will get most of the benefit, but then I think he'll overtake, and then hopefully Leggy's free enough to.
go objective sniping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
You
love that
absolutely.
Legolas becomes 2+ shoot value, because he should be.
Yeah.
He should be.
I think that's absolutely how you play them. You ping off shots against the opposition on the way in. You essentially just wind Gimli up, and then just let him go.
That is good. Send them to me. And so on and so forth. So that is my favourite. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about using it soon.
Your third?
My final one is the hero of the box set.
Oh, there it is.
It's Theoden, who, let's face it, was a bit rubbish before.
Why was that?
The way I hear it, he didn't have any will.
Didn't have any wills. He's now got 3. Unless he's by Grima, which is what the original Naught was meant
I'd
to
say
be.
my favourite phrase I've heard, just the description of this, which I couldn't write in that article, was that someone wrote on Facebook, when Grima's near him, he turns him into a cabbage. I loved it. I can't remember who it was, I'm so sorry. But I thought that was absolutely beautiful. It's a really nice image.
Yeah, no, he's really cool. I mean, he's pretty much the same. He's the same normal stats, but 3/3/1 is cool.
What's the point of fate?
I like that they've made the swords do everything. Like a little rule for all the named swords. So Herogrim, okay, it's just feint, but that's really cool.
Is it you can feint as
Even if his
Even
fight
if
value
you're
is
high.
lower.
Yeah.
He has Horse Lord, which means he can save his horse with
Sorry,
his one thing.
what?
Yeah, what?
Oh, yeah.
That's saving your horse,
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah, celebrating saving his horse.
Brilliant.
You heard it here first, guys.
Glad we all got that.
Yeah. Standfast is 12 inches. What a hero. And it's not just that though. What is it, Damian, that makes him so good?
So how's your pick, mate?
Oh,
He's got will.
he's got one. It's what he does to Rise of Rohan and Captains of Rohan and Rohan Royal Guard, which is when they're on the charge, they get +1 strength,
Ooh.
5 value,
That's one fight value. Really
which
cool.
is
That's it.
heroically good.
Has to be cavalry.
Yes, I think so. Yes, cavalry. Which it does now give you a reason to take the cavalry, because in Glorious News, Gamling and Harmer and all of that lot have 3 might, so you would probably pick them usually, but now the captain can go to fight 5 on the charge, so you're picking between fight 5 and 2
Gambling
might.
and Hammer don't get the special rule. Is that
No.
right?
Yes.
Interesting.
They get Swarm Protector Theoden.
But
So
they
they
don't
can
get the
plus
+1 fight.
Yeah, so this is why you may then think, actually I'll take a captain.
And the captain presumably has March.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas Gambling has March and Defence. Harmer just has Defence. So Gambling is better than Harmer now. So, but Harmer can take a shield and go to Defence 7, asking the captain, Gambling can't. So yeah, you've got a good little mix of a good, like there's lots to choose
Theoden's
from.
got March as well, which is great on a hero.
Yeah,
Legend.
yeah, he's got March, Strike and Challenge, which is cool. In my head, I don't know if the Royal Guard needed the fight value bonus. But otherwise, I guess you'd just take a load of riders. But they do have the defence bonus, because I think you'll probably see a lot of Royal Guard now, because they go up to fight
Yeah,
5. But
I just saw a picture of someone with 24 blisters.
But I don't think an
There's
army.
no shooting though.
Yeah, I don't think an army of Royal Guard and Theoden will win. It'll be cool to see,
It would be cool to see.
but I don't think it'll win tournaments because
Yeah, I agree.
you'll take Theoden down and then it's just Royal Guard on horse.
Yeah. Theoden isn't that hard to take down still.
No. But he's a good. He's only. I mean, he's pretty cheap for what he does. 100
He's
points
about
all
100
kitted out.
points all to go.
Yeah. The model's so cool.
Yeah, the model's beautiful.
Yeah. But I would love to do a Rohan army now. AMR, gambling with banner. That'd be really good. Yeah, so Theoden.
Cool.
One man. All the will.
So there we go.
I mean,
Those
that's only,
are our top 3 improved profiles, which is incredibly hard to do.
Yeah.
There's loads more.
that's only 9 of the entire book.
Yeah.
And arguably, if
It's
when
about
they've all been
260,
tweaked.
isn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it probably makes sense now to do our favourite nerfed profile.
Yes.
We're just doing one for this.
Yes. James.
Ferals.
Yeah.
Yeah?
There's nothing
For
to
real?
like. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing to like about them, was there?
No. No. They, in my opinion, will not be seen.
No.
No,
maybe
they- no,
they're
hands
completely
down.
obliterated.
If the plan was to make a profile so that Ferals will never be seen on the table, that's a big tick in the box.
No one will take them. They're
Like-
more expensive and worse.
They're 2 points cheaper than Berserker now. For
You'd never take them.
No.
I mean,
is it such a bad thing?
I've never liked the ferals, but that's.
I mean, that's because Damian.
But yeah, it's defense 4.
I'm not that fussed about them because I very much went off them a bit in
Mhm.
the last couple of years as we moved towards strength 3.
Yeah.
But it is it's an obliterating. it's very
Yeah, gone up a point and a worse.
yeah. I get the what's it called, oblivious to pain. Is
Yeah.
it that?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're thinking about taking one of them and you're see, I'll say if you're going competitively, but if you're going thematically, you're probably not taking ferals anyway.
No.
So if you're going competitively, you've got to go pay the 2 points for Berserker.
Yeah. I mean, you might pop a few ferals in just because it's cheaper to
Yeah.
get your numbers.
It wouldn't be worth it because you wouldn't get any numbers until
No.
you've got about 6.
Have Berserkers
In the old days, there was a decent guess between there was 4 Berserkers for 60 points or 5 ferals,
Right.
and so that was genuinely a kind of right at those kind of with those kind of numbers. But now, what do you need? It must be you save 2 on every one.
Yeah, it's a
So,
lot to go
you've
through.
got to get to 7 before
Yeah.
you get. There'll be 7 Berserkers for 8 ferals, and at that point, I think you go for the 7
I think
Berserkers.
people might drop them in just for
Yeah, I mean,
to have them
That's
use
it.
the models,
I've
but
got a spare few points and
Yeah.
nothing else to spend it on.
yeah,
I really like 2 of the 3 models, so I think some people would like to drop them in, but yeah, competitively they're gone, which I think is a good thing because I think you should be taking Berserkers in your Rise of God army. They're
Well, that's the thing, because Berserkers are now Def 5, aren't they?
yeah, no defense checks against shooting.
But
yeah.
I don't know, this is just my opinion on it, but I think the Berserker, the profile was absolutely brilliant. I thought I didn't feel the need to give them that Def 6 against sort of ranged weaponry when they could just stayed at Def 6 all the time.
Yeah.
But I understand that there's been a shift towards giving every model a special rule. I just thought the Berserker profile was a staple of the game.
Yeah, I think the impervious to both out is still a cool rule, but I think the Berserker blades really cool as well. That kind of
I can't think of it.
Yeah,
I
you'd never-
struggle to
you'd
think of a
never-
situation to use it.
when you're having fun.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It is for fun, isn't it? Because you're trapped and then you go, I'm going two-handed, which you would never do.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because it makes no sense because you will lose the
Yeah.
fight and
Yeah.
die. But
The only point to
The
do it
time
is
you
if you're
win.
fighting 3 models,
yeah,
and then the only time you're fighting 3 models is if you're trapped.
yeah,
And so I think it's a cool rule that nicely gets that bit when they're on the battlements
Yeah.
and swinging away and stuff. But I don't think you're going to see it all that much.
no.
Agreed.
It's more for fun than tactical sense, I think.
The Berserkers, I don't think we voted on this, but the Berserkers is probably my saddest profile.
Really?
Yeah, that's the one that I was, just on a
Oh yeah.
like personal level from competitively. But maybe they were
But
sort of
again,
thinking
you were
we need
seeing
enough.
armours of berserkers, so then that probably tells you something that
Yep.
they're too good.
You will no longer see armies of that.
I still think you'll see a lot of berserkers. I think they're still very good. I would put them in an Isengard army for 2 attacks.
I would.
I don't think you'd see hordes of them.
At Def 5, I just think they're really...
15 points for defence 5.
Yeah, I don't...
It's the same problem.
But the defence 6 means that more of them should get to the enemy.
Yes.
That's the
Yeah.
that's benefit. But they'll just crumble in combat.
Agreed.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think you can have a battle line.
Because if you have an army of them, like I do, you're going to have less models, so they'll overwhelm you and then kill them.
Yeah.
And if you have only a few of them scattered through an Isengard army, your opponent will make damn sure they're the ones they shoot first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to keep them protected.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, it's like something like a Glathram Court. They're very expensive, but you only take a few.
But with the Glathram Court, I think you hide them all because they're at the back.
Correct.
Whereas them, you need them in the front line, swinging merrily away.
On the flanks, behind, and then jump out.
But I think the ferals are a good one to be nerfed. I think that didn't trouble me in the slightest really.
Mm.
But I do think it's, I don't know, you could have either gone to defence 4 or gone up a point. Like going to both is a big step. But then maybe we need it.
Cool.
Yours? And then yours?
Mine, it's kind of spoilers. It's kind of 9 in 1.
Mm-hmm.
My favourite nerf is to the named ring wraith. It's probably
8
in 1.
Yeah.
The fact that for the most part they have to now use a point of will to use their special ability,
Yeah.
which I think is brilliant.
Yeah, it makes so much sense to do that because they were just an auto include over the normal race unless you want budget. Whereas now they're not.
And it's all the horrible rules. So it's things like the Dwimmer Lake's ability. You now got to use a point of will, and they're still great.
Yeah.
Still great rules. But I think what's good about it now is you can probably, and time will tell, but you can probably have a named wraith on Fellbeast doing its filthy trick, or a named wraith on Fellbeast charging in and fighting you.
Yeah.
But not both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is generally the thing because a lot of them have lost will as well to start with.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. So
And
I
it's
think
more tactical for the player.
yeah, and it's slightly more thematic, and that for the most part, the ring wraiths are flying around, sowing fear and stuff rather than necessarily doing the bulk of the fighting and murdering them. I know there's some nice bits where they strafe along the walls, but it seems to be that's like them having a bit of a laugh when it's the orcs that do the actual fighting. So that whole change, I thought was great. Something like the Shadow Lord having to use it for Ball of Darkness, and it still means the Shadow Lord will keep your army immune to bow fire for the whole game, but it then means that it'll only have
so many will
6 will to then cast spells.
Yeah.
Which I think is brilliant. So that one gets a hearty clap from me.
Drum's cheap as well.
I'm not sure the Wraiths will, if they're on the pitch, I'm not sure they will be casting as many spells, because I think you'll use it for the special rule, and then at the point at which it becomes irrelevant, you then just chuck them into combat.
Yeah, on a Philby.
Yeah.
You still got things like Kamal and Knight of Umbar that have got ways to, automatic ways to get wool back.
They get the longevity still.
That all of us? Ferals? What's your nerf?
Mine is Shamans. Not necessarily the Shaman profile, but Fury.
Okay.
Fury's a lot worse, and that it makes me very happy because Fury is way too good, and especially when you were allying it into Goblin Town. So one really good change is they've made it very specific what you can give Fury to, and the second is that it isn't as good. Channeled Fury was way too good. Let me find it. Fury. So now normal version is that you just get to pass your courage test, and channel version is you save it on a 6 rather than it being pass courage and 6 and then go to 5, and that was way too much. And Groblog doesn't have the rule anymore either, so there's no 5-up Fury, and that was just too much. A 2 in 1 in 3 chance of saving all of your models was just
So the question
a
is,
bit much.
do you take a Shaman anymore?
Yes, you still might. I think in a Goblin list I'd be more tempted to take, like the Balrog does it.
So
then you don't need
godliness
it.
without the Balrog.
Yeah, I'd still be tempted because the courage is so low.
And
Because it's so important when you break.
and if you take him, do you channel it?
No, I might keep the might for a heroic move.
I think you keep the might for a heroic move.
I really do. I wouldn't bother channeling it. You might do, but I don't
So I
think it's worth
I still think it's a very good spell.
it. It is.
Like the courage test
courage
is great,
is-
but it doesn't feel the courage. I always said there's been a lot of debate of this since the version came. I always said that was the reason I took it in the Eyes of God list.
Yeah.
It's to pass your courage test. It wasn't the 6+ save. That was always the bonus.
Yeah.
So particularly in low courage, in your more orc lists and your
I
goblin
think it's really
lists.
important still.
Yeah.
Charging terrifying enemies is what you want it for.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because you turn, and I think then you just turn it on
Yeah.
when you need it, charge them in, and then you can keep it. I think they all still have immobilize, right? So you can keep it for immobilize your will because you're not chucking to it.
Is it not exhaustion if you don't channel it?
It is.
Yeah, it is exhaustion. Yeah.
But you're not going to chuck 2 if you're just putting it up for courage. Potentially, you might go 1.
Was that not? Did it not become exhaustion in the old rules? Am I making that up?
Yeah, it was exhaustion, so you
Yeah.
could sap the will of shamans.
Yeah.
So you can still sap will of a shaman, and it's out.
Yeah. It was exhaustion already,
Yeah.
just by default.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're less because every first turn was I'll chuck 2 at Fury
Yeah.
because you're channeling it, so you have to chuck 2.
Yeah.
Whereas now you could chuck 1 at it. If you fail it, okay, I'll chuck it 1 again next turn.
Yeah. You're not
Right.
risking the might.
But
Or
you could keep the
Yeah. Or you pass it, and you've then still got your might for when someone attempts to sap will you. So it then makes it slightly easier
yeah.
when you want to resist, just to provide your fury
Yeah,
bubble
good
for an
idea.
extra
good
turn.
idea.
They're obviously minor heroes now as well, so they only get to lead 6 guys,
Yeah.
but there's normally stuff built into your army list. To
Yeah.
Yeah, Derbs is pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
That's
I
cool.
think Fury was too.
So
far
many
too
others though
prevalent, Yeah.
in there. So many great changes. I think there's things like Marauders, Sons of Ale,
Yeah,
Watch
the Sons of Ale.
Watches of Karma is
Yeah, that was a
awesome.
good one because they're still really good because they still
Yeah.
get the 2 attacks, but
Yeah.
you can't.
It's
They're
either
not
2
2 attacks and
or
bow.
both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't get them.
Correct.
Great change.
Yeah. What other top nerfs were there? But yeah, I think those are the good ones. Cool. Rules changes.
Yeah.
We need to rattle through some we've been banging on.
Well, they need 7 months worth of content. In
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. It'll be a long one.
So
First one,
top 3.
I think I might save 2 of them and try and do it as a combined thing for reasons that I will explain later on, or may have already touched on earlier in the video. So the one that I'll start off with is Sorcerer's Blast,
Oh, okay.
which, having played Wood Elves for quite a while, when I read that, I was ecstatic. The fact that it just hits the next model along
Yeah.
and stops.
Yeah.
That was one of the best changes in Magic. Obviously there is Immobilize and Transfix and the changes to that, and as we've discussed Fury, but reading that and going, that now doesn't decimate an entire battle line.
Yeah, that's the
So
the big thing that changed a game is things that could just not easily and it's easily
Yeah.
knocked down a battle line.
Absolutely.
Saruman the Wise.
Mhm.
4+ with a reroll.
Well,
Yeah.
down it all goes.
Yeah.
And it's there's nothing you can really do about it because if you split up your battle line, you just get
You get swamped.
Swamped.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic change that will do the game a world of good.
Still very useful.
Yeah, oh absolutely, because you can still use it to form small holes, and you can still use it to knock people over,
Yeah.
and you can still use it to push people off objectives,
Off cavalry.
off cavalry, exactly, so on and so forth.
It's
So it
still a very
still
good
has.
spell.
And from
Yeah.
my point of view in Evil, where you've now got Saruman and he's got better at it, it's now 4+ instead of 5+,
Correct.
and he gets the reroll. So now a 4+ with a reroll to blast one Rider of Rohan into another Rider of Rohan is probably worth it.
Yeah.
Whereas if it had been 5+ on a single dice, probably not worth it. And that's even more if they're
I think
Ribbon
Gandalf the
Dice.
Grey is hit by that
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
because
I
now he's
agree.
more the supporting. He's got other good spells, but I don't think you're not going to use
Sorcerer's
Gandalf the
Blast on
Grey
5+, yeah.
in an aggressive way in every
Yeah.
way now.
Agreed.
Agreed.
So what did Gandalf the Grey get? He got Protection of the Valar. He's got all the defensive ones. He's got Collapse Rocks, but it's on a 5. I think I read that and was like, would you ever use Collapse Rocks because it's situational in the 5+?
I think it's situational, but I think it will arguably one of those spells that will win you a game.
You could kind of think about it at the start, and maybe
Yeah.
you put an objective inside a building,
Correct.
like
Yeah.
knowing that they might have to go and defend it, and you can boss that building.
It does all models, friend and foe within 2, but it's friends and foe within 2 inches of the target, also suffer a strength 5 hit. That's channel, sorry. So it's just a strength 5 hit. That's why I was saying it, because Sorcerous Blast is, what's Sorcerous Blast?
5+.
But is that a strength 5 hit?
So both strength 5 hits.
Yeah, so then I was like, realistically it's the channeled version that's really good,
Yes.
because it's everything in 2 inches.
Yeah, exactly. So it's your splash damage.
So I'm going way off topic, but I think you only use that to channel
You
it.
you wouldn't use it because Sorcerer's Blast will
You
always
could
give you the added
just-
functionality of blowing them and might hit someone else.
Yeah. But yeah,
But I definitely want it instead of not having it.
I think that nerfed Sorcerer's Blast makes Hobbits in Goblin Town better.
Correct.
Mhm.
I agree.
Makes them better in the game.
it does make hordes better.
Yes.
And I don't know if across the 12 scenarios hordes,
I think Hordes are still
Suffer.
very good.
I
I
do.
think they still benefit from. You know, it's that classic thing of it's not just having numbers on objectives. It's the idea that you have more models, which makes you harder to break.
Yeah.
I dislike playing hordes, but that's not because I think if you had enough time to play the game properly, then it'd be fine. It's just you never get to finish the game with hordes,
Mm.
and the ruffian army
That's
is
one.
cool. But if you had 1,000 points of
Oh,
ruffians or wozes, it's just tedious and you're never finishing.
Yeah, I get that.
And I just can't be bothered with that kind of game. But hopefully no one. It's just not my idea of fun having spending an hour on a move phase.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, I
you
agree.
get to the end of the game, it's like, well, we've really not achieved much.
Thanks for
here.
playing.
And if it's a
Cracking
objective,
move phase.
if it's a hold ground type one, it's like, all right, well,
Yeah.
you've got a billion models, but that's because we haven't got to
Yeah.
the end. So yeah, I don't know how we're going to deal with hordes now. Some of the big heroes can probably chomp through a ton of them, but it's how
I
quickly.
know it never necessarily works out this way, but you can realistically, it's the classic combo. If you've got 3 big hitters, and they get there, you charge 2, heroic combat,
Yeah.
and they each kill 4. That's 12 dead,
Mm-hmm.
and then you do that for another 2 turns, and that's your army.
Yeah,
Your
it's
opposing
wishful
army
thinking
broken.
that you do.
Yeah.
30
So I think if you've got like Glorfindel Elrond
yeah, they
with
would
Lord
do
on
it.
the West,
They would just smash it.
they're gonna
actually.
do it.
They would do it.
and that's incredibly hard to stop.
Yeah.
It's really tough to stop. So they could have a go.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether a Goblin Town. I think Goblin Town will still be alright because it's got the Goblin King,
Yeah.
but no Fury, which is huge.
Yep.
Break it and it's gone.
And all those elves cause terror.
Yeah. Oh my word.
Yep. Sorcerer's Blast.
Mm.
I'm going to
Sorcerer's
continue
Blast.
the theme.
Go on.
I say this knowing what it does to myself. Immobilise.
Mhm.
Immobilise.
Yeah. Good change.
Now immobilises them, but it doesn't half their 5 value attacks.
It was too much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I think is wonderful.
And it's still useful.
It cripples my army, but my competitive army. But I think objectively, looking at it from a game point of view, it's such a good change.
Yeah.
I think it remains to be seen how useful those wizards now are,
Mm-hmm.
because it won't kill the enemy heroes. I always said,
Yeah.
like, for years and years and years, I've said that immobilise rather than command, because it's the same spell with an extra bit was the best spell in the game, and now I don't think it is, which is probably a good thing.
I still think it's one of the best spells in the game because you can still stop the big heroes, and you can still kill them with
The
it.
problem is though, if you having played with that kind of list with one immobilise for ages, what I could do was, if I've got 4 terrifying things, I could use immobilise and kill one, and then the next turn I have 3 terrifying things.
Yeah.
Use immobilise and kill one, and that's how I could win games. Now I can use immobilise and stop one. The next turn I've still got
Yeah.
4.
Well, you can still kill it because you need alerts to strike. So you
You
can
need
do
the
it.
combo.
It just needs both in
Yeah.
one, so it takes a lot more thought.
Yeah. More setup.
Or at the end game, when they're out of will, if Saruman's hung onto his might, you channel it.
Yeah.
But then you suddenly, I've never found myself with tons of spare might in that list.
Yeah.
So the idea of saving Saruman's for channeling is
Can do it though.
pretty right. Yeah, absolutely.
Just
You
think
definitely
you're a
can.
changed man. Save
Right.
your might for it.
I definitely I think that's good for the game. It's
Yeah.
also what I really like. It's huge for monsters.
Yes, absolutely.
Like you suddenly get monsters are going to be better in this version
Yeah.
again. And
'Cause you can't
Hurl's
strike
been
as much,
nerfed a
so-
bit, which kind of counters that nicely.
Yeah.
But I
Is Hill now directly away? Did I make that up?
I'll segue into my
Go on.
one, which is
I've got
Hurl.
one. I've got something else on a mobilise
Oh,
that.
Blackjack.
didn't need to say it,
You've
did you?
done it. Oh, you've done it. Oh, it's gone.
About
Oh,
immobilise.
jerk. Who does that? I'm sure I had one mildly more diverting point.
Gonna set a stopwatch.
Go into Hurl. I'll see if I come back to it.
You want me to go into Hurl?
Yeah, go on.
So
Let's keep this frenetic tempo up.
yeah, Hurl is much better because it's like the Sorcerer's Blast thing. It just was too easy to blow over someone's battle line, and you still can, but you have to make yourself go into this. Yes,
I got it.
go on then. Do it.
The point was, what I found quite interesting is that Immobilise has kept getting worse. So back in the blue rulebook,
Okay.
Immobilise,
Yeah.
when there were no channeled versions,
I went
was
for
fight
one.
1, attacks 1.
Yeah,
Then in the Hobbit rules, that was the channeled version,
you're right.
and the normal version was half fight, half attacks. And then in this version, the channeled version is half fight, half attacks, and the normal version is nothing. And that's, remember dear sweet old Saruman just cost them 2+.
Yeah,
From 2005
1-1,
to 2010, 1-1.
by Aragon.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, that was one thing. It's a good change.
Yes, so Hurl now, yes, you can still do stuff, but it goes directly away. That's drawing a line through the middle of the bases, which is much better. It requires so much more planning.
Yeah.
And then,
D3.
yes, D3.
And it goes D3 plus your strength
Rather than
instead of
D6,
D6.
because that was, it was, a 6 would just cripple you.
Yeah. You take out a whole
It'd just be so
foot
much.
of models.
Yeah. All models pass through suffer 1 strength 3 hit. So it's still,
And it knocks down the whole combat.
which is huge,
That's
because
it.
that was the
Yeah.
other thing. If you had to charge in, and then they would get to hurl everything, and it would only knock you down, and that was just
Well, that
again
was
so crippling.
exactly because that was the standard sort of tactic with anything that had a decent mobility that could get on the end of a line,
Yeah,
throw down it. Because at that point, then you win the combat, brilliant. You've got double strikes. If you lose the combat, you've still got your models.
yeah,
They're still alive.
yeah.
The only thing is
And then rinse and repeat.
exactly the opposition stand up. You go right. Let's go again.
I still think if you lose priority, you've got the potential to,
Yeah,
to
you-
line it up and get rid of a spear line or something.
Yeah, well, now you have to. Yeah, you can get rid of the spear line.
Yeah.
Or you can win priority, and do the hurl first, then charge in.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Wait.
That's
no, no.
madness.
That's madness. You
But
can never do that.
to be able to
Succeed
get
Harrison.
the monsters onto the end, so that directly away goes along the spit line.
Yeah.
You're then having to advance your models that can hurl further forward, so
Yeah.
then they've got the extra inch and a half or whatever it is to hit that distance, to hit the back line, which potentially you're then at risk of overcommitting.
Yeah.
And just losing them.
I still think you'll see. I think you'll see a fair few monsters now.
Yeah.
Despite that, because of the lack of immobilise and heroic strike.
Yeah.
But I think what's nice is Hurl is now. There's a few things on this that have done and go. Hurl's now not automatic.
But you might still do it if you're playing Wood Elves and you've got Morannons. You might be like, no, I'm going to hit all those combats.
Yeah,
I'll knock
absolutely.
everything over. I don't mind
Yeah.
because
Um,
it kills the Wood Elves and it probably doesn't kill your Morannons.
I've done that. I did that with Sorcerer's Blast at Nova actually, where
Filth.
I had the same sort of thing where there was a King's Champion about to heroic combat for Berserker, so you blast it
Yeah.
through, and there was 3 Berserkers trapped, so I just blasted through all of them because those 3 Berserkers were going to die anyway.
Yeah.
And so I didn't mind knocking them down, needing 6 to kill, and the chance to kill everything else. Yeah. So I think it's the same sort of thing with how you can use it like that.
Yeah.
But it's now, the monster will win, and you now won't almost automatically hurl.
Yeah.
You'll now have to think, well, I've not got anything on there, so
Yeah.
I'll just fight, or I'll
Yeah.
rend or something like that. Because hasn't Rend been, whether it's been changed or it's just been clarified, that you can only strike one model.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was an argument or interpretation that you could rend, you could rend one model.
Hmm.
It was something like pick one model, the monster's attacks against that model are worked out against its strength. So say I just had 3 attacks, you could rend against a strength 4 model, kill it, and then you could tuck 2 normal attacks against. Now I don't think that was right, but I think people argued that you could do that based on the old wording, and I'm pretty
But
sure
no, you
that's been
just choose to.
clarified.
I'm going to rend this one model, or
If you choose to rend, you can only attack one model. Yeah. So there's a clarification on that.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, Phil.
Cool.
James.
I'm gonna.
Oh, do you want to skip so you can do double?
I can combine both of mine
Okay.
into this one. So, the context behind these two is that the way I used to build army lists was I knew I wanted a certain number of heroes, and then it was basically just fill the warbands until you hit the point limit.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty much it. Because I know at this point value I want hero X, Y and Z. At the other one it was different obviously, but with the introduction of tiers of heroes and also the heroic actions that are specific to that model brings so many more dimensions into how you have to physically construct your list.
Yes.
Because you go, well, I would like to use that hero for that special rule. Okay. But that only then allows me to take 8 models or 10 models, or it gives me the full flexibility to take 18 models. But what I don't have is I don't have a heroic march, which in scenario play can be really important. I don't have a heroic strike. But then if I want a heroic strike or heroic march, I'm then having to sacrifice my troop count. And it's this balancing act that used to be really straightforward of, right, pick your heroes, fill the warbands, or pick your heroes, have warbands of 10, into, oh my god, how do I now build an army list?
It stops some heroes like Baragon and Damrod being really good for their points because they could bring 12, which made them amazing.
Yeah, and then you could just hoard everything out, especially because they were so cheap. I think these two in combination makes what was admittedly a relatively difficult task of building a fantastically balanced list really quite challenging. And that's the bit of the game that I enjoy, is trying to create the synergies at different points levels.
I found it writing some Isengard lists, like you trying to figure out the hierarchy before was if you can take ceremony you do, and then it's Vrasku, and then I always liked Lurtz because he was 3 might with a bow, and a lot of people prefer Ragnar with 3 attacks, but yada yada yada. But now it's really tough. Like you can say Lurtz is an obvious one if you've got the points for him because he's good and he gets strike, but then after that it's like you put Vrasku in because he's still good but he doesn't have strike. It's like, so what? Who? And Lurtz can't deal with all the big things. So then is Ugluk better?
Is Ugluk the striker?
Ugluk can strike, He's
You
got
might
3
go
more.
Ugluk instead
So
of
Ugluk's
Vrasku.
good. But, and here's the big thing that I think you will need. We've talked a lot about the big hero. I think if you're going to go competitive, you need a heroic accuracy in your army.
You reckon?
Yeah, because I think you
Shoot the
want the one
horses.
volley to hit the horses.
If you see in the Lendil, he's got a non-armoured horse, so you want to hit that horse.
I think if you've got one warband and you've got 1 turn of shooting.
And not many models have it.
No, exactly.
Can you? Is Vrasku?
Do you know one that does?
Vrasku.
And suddenly that, and I love that because I'm like, oh god, and Vrasku's still really good.
And Haldir has it, so I'm like, you
Haldir's
might be
got
like,
it. Legolas has got it.
Yeah.
I was talking about this in the Theoden article. The King's Huntsman's got it. So my crazy left field suggestion is if you're going to a tournament with Automated Rohan, you take the King's Huntsman.
Can you go on a horse?
No, but in case they've got Grima.
Oh.
Because you need the heroic accuracy to get through everything that's going to be behind Grima and shoot him in his little gob before he turns Theoden into a cabbage.
Oh, as in if they've chosen to deploy Grimmer
Yes.
with their army.
Which, unless they're a lunatic now, they would.
Yeah.
If you play an army, like with lots of models, unless you're playing a brand new player who doesn't know how to deal with Grima, you deploy Grima in your own army.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he just gets trapped at the back of the board.
Yeah.
If you're playing all hero, you're laughing.
Yeah.
But as soon as they've got the spare models they can leave behind, you deploy them in your own
Right,
army.
King's Huntsman's not a bad shout for to get rid of him.
Yeah,
I think
in
you
a
get
Rohan,
up to 750 plus to put him in.
Yeah, he's awkward to get in. There's no doubt. But in a Rohan list, then with all those riders of Rohan with the bows, put your King's Huntsman in. You get your heroic accuracy, take out some of those horses.
Yeah, fair.
So I think that's a cheeky extra thing, and Legolas again has that utility as he always has.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll see a shift more towards good armies? Because I know at the back end of the previous edition, lots, apart from Lake Town, lots of the top table were evil
I
armies.
think there was a lot of good recently. I think there was already good.
You reckon?
I do think this edition is good.
Yes, I think it swings it.
I think
towards the good
I feel
alliance.
like the last edition was good as well. Because there was, I think, things like Iron Hills and Lake Town and even the Thranduil's Halls kind of elves, they all came in.
There were a lot of Felbeast armies as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's lots of Harrod.
Yeah, there was lots of Ugh.
Yeah.
But there's so much to say about the heroic tiers and stuff.
Yeah.
The one thing I was glad when I was making a list is I thought it was going to be quite complicated. I thought it was going to be quite tricky trying to remember each hero, but as soon as you've looked through your one army list, you know which one's Valor and which one's Fortune. It's
And
very,
the
very
captains
intuitive.
the captains all have March, which makes it.
Mm.
If you want March, you sometimes might just take a captain.
Yeah.
So alerts is so good.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there anyone in? I don't know how many evil models have accuracy.
No, not me.
Gothmog should have it. Fire at will.
Is that accuracy or is that telling them essentially to be inaccurate?
Accurate.
Just fire quickly, fire quickly.
Be a heroic shoot.
I want an orc to go all Zulu on him and go jolly nice of him.
Cool.
So yeah,
Cool.
that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your 2 and 3.
Yeah.
They're my 2 and 3.
Damian.
I think it's just going to change what we have come to know at tournaments into something just completely different and unexpected. And I'm really excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
Aye. My number 2 is in general special strikes.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'm going to say this with a slight caveat because it's not the reason that most people like them or wanted them changed. So a lot of people thought that Piercing Strike was overpowered and it needed to be nerfed. I honestly never particularly thought that. I've said this a lot, that I don't think I've ever lost a game because of Piercing Strike. Like I think like the Reavers with axes, you don't die because of the Piercing Strike, you die because you lose to 3 attacks with fight 5
Yeah.
and then they roll 3 dice. The axes help, but I don't think they've ever turned a battle against me. But what
No, I mean it was way underpointed.
yeah, but it, well, I'm not saying it wasn't too good, but I didn't have nearly the problem with it that a lot of people seem to. But what I love, and there hasn't been, there's been chat about this in sort of Piercing Strike isn't as good. Fair enough. Fainting isn't as good. Yeah. But what they have now done is, I think across the game you're going to see far less special strikes.
Mm-hmm.
And I like
Yeah.
special strikes. And now, if you're thinking about it, like fainting, you can only do it when you're equal or higher as
feel
5.
like everyone's fainting.
One side would always go, everyone's fainting.
Yeah.
And now no one will do that.
No.
And it will instead be a, you might do
Choice.
it if you've got a spear support, so you can maintain your fight value, like that. So
Mhm.
that sort of thing. But you're never going to have that sort of.
No.
They're always fainting. You're always going to be. Shall I faint? And the odd, and probably in most fights, going to be no. And then
Yeah.
the next one, no. So instead, what you'll get is situation, little thematic things where you gang up on one person, and then you go, oh, he's going to faint, and it becomes more like a special strike.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think the same with Piercing
Right.
Strike, that I don't think you're going to have armies saying everyone's Piercing Striking, even Goblin Town.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because there'll be somewhere it makes no difference. Goblin Town fighting like Defense 5 armies, they're not going to Piercing Strike. So suddenly that whole army that every single model used to Piercing Strike
Yeah.
won't now.
Mhm.
And I think that's great. That I love I love Special Strikes. I liked them in the last edition, but I like now that they seem to remove the automatic choice.
Yeah.
And stab's not automatic either. Like, you don't necessarily go
Mhm.
everyone will stab, because
Yeah.
I don't think you want to risk taking 2 hits,
No.
personally. So I think that's great. Not necessarily because they needed nerfing, but
Yeah.
because they've changed their use in the game.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking about Theoden. Theoden's special rule. Yeah, that's amazing. It's like, what does he use that against? When does Theoden choose to faint? Like, when does Theoden choose not to... When does he choose as fight 5 to lower his fight value? And you don't...
No. But you will now.
But when?
With a special rule.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but when do you do it?
If you were doing it as part of a heroic combat where you had someone else in the heroic combat, so for example, him.
He's fight 5, presumably.
Yeah, so him and someone else in a heroic that you really want the rerolls for fainting, then you do it. Just
So if you've
to
got
try and
maybe you've got a
guarantee it.
Royal Guard who's
Yeah.
gone up to fight 5 because of that, and he
Yeah.
goes in, then maybe you do it then.
You use it as like a tag team.
Which is obviously what once a game.
Where is he?
But if Theoden charges into an, it's equal to, isn't it, that you can use it?
I believe so.
So
No,
if
he
he,
uses faint even if his 5-0 is lower. So
Yeah.
you do, yeah. So if he charges into, but you're saying because he'd strike, is that what you're getting at? I mean, I guess if he's up
Ooh.
against a troll, you might as well feint. It just gives you
Yeah,
you
it works. It works in both examples.
The special rule though is that you can feint when you're lower. So there'll be times where you lose a strike roll off and you're like, well, I'll feint, which you used to do, but not you couldn't.
yes, yes,
you
yes,
can't
yes,
in
yes,
the new
yes,
rules.
yes, yeah. Yeah, that it was like charging into something. If that was it, if he's charging into something with higher fight value,
He'd probably strike.
he's
it.
going to be striking.
Yeah.
That
He still
was,
might
yeah, that
lose.
was the key bit I forgot to say.
Yeah, but it's not an all the time.
No,
It's
exactly.
not a
yeah.
huge bonus for him. It's
So
just
I,
a nice.
but I like that it becomes like a special sort of thing,
Mhm.
and it's more like if he manages to get ganked, he might do it.
Mhm.
But 9 times out of 10, when he's charging,
Yeah,
he's not going to be doing
yeah.
that, which is I think really good,
Mhm.
a really good change. And stun, Smaug's a bit more terrifying now, but it's a good change.
Yeah.
What's the change to stun?
It only works on a 5+ instead of a 4+, and
Oh.
it only works on a 6+ against monsters,
Oh yes, Mag is definitely more terrifying.
Yeah,
which makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
but stun was too powerful.
Yes.
But yeah, killing Smaug is back to the old crossbows for you.
Yeah.
Oh, the mobile. Yes, Smaug. Without a mobilise.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Smaug's so good.
Smaug just got a lot better, didn't he? I haven't had a lot of chatter about Smaug getting better.
He's going to be hard to
Well, I
kill.
suppose it's because he's not in this edition, is it?
Yeah.
So there's not.
Do you reckon they'll make him worse?
No,
No, not at all.
I think he's fairly pointed at 700 points.
I think he'll be hard to beat, but then he loses at
But
Snow.
these are scenarios.
I think he's hugely impractical.
As much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a couple of people out there like that. He's much harder to kill then. Yeah.
Cool. Then I was just going to say new heroic actions and new spells, just because new stuff is cool.
New stuff is cool.
Is that your 2?
Yeah,
Right.
I just like new stuff. So I really like things like heroic defense is awesome.
Yes, agreed.
Really, really good rule.
Because if someone's relying on that to ping off a heroic combat into something
Yeah.
else or to grab objectives, and you literally just go,
But
no.
you just don't now, right? You don't.
Yeah.
That
You wouldn't heroic combat.
Yeah,
against heroic
exactly. You
defense
don't
thing.
set up a heroic
No.
combat against someone with heroic defense, so it's actually an added layer of tactics because
Yeah.
you put a heroic defense hero further forward, knowing that they can't heroic combat off it.
Oh, but Damian, then we might go, oh, heroic combat, oh, heroic defense. Or I won't heroic combat, then I won't heroic defense. Then I'll heroic combat.
No, it says
I think
now.
specifically
It says
says
now
you
once
can't
you
take
once
it
you've
back.
called it, you can't take it back.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
And that
Is that the same as special strikes?
No.
no.
Do you know what I do find interesting as in a pedantry way
Mm-hmm.
that I think, and I've come up against this, and normally people, one of you backs down like a gentleman, but Master of Battle.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're playing again at competitive levels, there needs to be a rule for that. Where with Master of Battle, say I've got Azog,
Yeah.
and there's some it's late. There's some situation now where neither of you wants to call. It's like
Yeah.
I'm not going to call a heroic move because I know you're going to call a heroic move, but you're not going to call a heroic move until I do because otherwise I'll get it for free.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, but then I think it says they must. Yeah, if both players wish, you have to say whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
And then starting with the player who does not have priority.
But in this situation, it's just me against you. We both want to call heroic moves. If I say it first, I have to use a might point. If you say it first, I get it for free.
Yeah.
And so you
yeah,
get
but
to-
it tells you here that they must take in terms. Starting with the player who does not have priority. So it's whoever doesn't have priority has to say first. So that's always been the problem with Master of Battle is if you lose
Oh, so
priority.
yeah, so it is.
If you lose priority, the other
Mm.
person's never going to call a heroic move. So if you want it with Gothmog, you have to do
Yeah.
it.
I suppose you could try and combo it with a different hero though.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously this is talking in hypotheticals, but if you had another
Yeah,
hero
yeah.
there, you'd go, well, I'll call it with him to trigger it with you, and then I'll have two.
Yeah, you
Hypothetical.
could do that.
Yeah.
And then there's the but isn't Gothmog's Enforcer or something one of those?
Gothmog's
stops that
Enforcer
problem.
allows Gothmog to use his will for her own moves.
Yeah, so that stops
Yeah.
that problem. So you use
Yeah.
his will when you lose priority, and then you
Yeah.
win it back, and then Gothmog has his might left over to
Yeah,
chop stuff up.
that combo's nice.
Yeah, but the new stuff's cool. I really like the instill fear and some other little spells that have been brought in, and how it's all everything's got its channeled version.
I think heroic strength would be good.
Enchanted Blades will be really
Take
good
down some of those big
as
heroes.
well in the same way.
You can combine them, right?
Yeah,
You get
that'd
someone
be
with
huge.
heroic strength and enchanted blades on them.
Is that Amber?
Enchanted blades.
So it's
a
and
good spell.
Círdan has
Yeah.
it.
I
Círdan's
think
now
Calibor's got
a
it. as well.
beast.
Is there still Blade Wrath on the War Priest?
It will be Enchanted Blades now.
Much.
It's what I think
Oh, is
that's,
it?
that's what
That's
it's
well.
called.
You see if Amber has strength, because that would be bananas.
So
Beat
the War
a-
Priest has. Oh, it is called Blade Wrath for the War Priest,
Hmm?
so it's slightly different.
Yeah, because Blade Wrath puts the strength up, doesn't it? Enchanted blades is reroll win.
Yeah, rerolling, that's it, yeah. And then he has Strike and Challenge.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, still, it's pretty good.
but he has Elven Mate, so yeah, he still has the Elf Blade. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's just,
then we're in agreement. Yeah.
I think it's two very, very awesome books.
Mhm. Mhm.
My last one.
Yeah.
You no longer lie your models down.
Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely.
Wow.
I think that is awesome.
Amazing
No capital
change.
letter on the sat will. That would not have made its way past the SVG editing team.
What's that?
There's no capitalise will on
The
the
Undying.
There's one spell in there with the range and the
Yeah, it's
casting
the
value of
zero.
weapons on it. Yes, I think, and I've saved it for last because I think it's possibly my favourite, that you no longer lie your models down.
Mhm. I hated when people did that. So much.
Outwardly, so that they don't get chipped. But I
Yeah.
think there's also a huge, huge gaming aspect to it,
Yes, definitely.
Saruman.
where models are, what their range is.
Oh yeah, what their sight
If you
is.
lie a model down, I've seen people then stand them up a couple of inches away
Yeah.
from where they were.
Yeah, they do the thing.
Do you
that,
measure
like,
to the
Yeah,
spear?
they're
So my model is here. I will lie down here.
Yeah.
I will then stand up
Yeah.
here. And
You
you've
can
travelled.
moves
So there's,
sort
there's,
of
there's
forward.
gamey things like this, but then there's also genuine accidents that if I lie a model down, can I charge his head? Or do I
Yeah.
have to charge the
The
base that
base.
was on its side? And,
Yeah.
you know, can I move past where the model's lying
Yeah.
down because the model isn't actually
Yeah.
there? And all that sort of stuff. And they chip.
Yeah.
And I hate that, and I think it looks rubbish
Yeah.
as well. And so the move to prone markers
Yeah.
is, I think, absolutely superb.
It is.
And the one thing I noticed when we were at Nova, and obviously we weren't using new rules, but that I would have thought people wouldn't be lying their models down. Do you see what I mean? You're not expecting to be using the new profiles and the new rules,
Mm.
but I would have thought, because that's more a gaming thing that is there, and I was surprised that people still were, and I wonder if there are still going to be, if that's almost going to become like a little bit of pedantry, when people are going to lie their models down now, and you go, can you not do that? It's like, you know, that's
Yeah.
cheating.
Yeah.
And people go, what? You know, you don't lie them down now at
Yeah.
all. It's not like an option. It's not like you don't
Yeah.
have to. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
So
you
can you
can't.
not choose to lie a model down behind a piece of scenery?
You can, but you don't put the model down.
Yeah.
So if you're drawing line of sight to it,
It's
It
counted
counts
as
as
half
half.
its move, half its height.
half is out.
And now if you lie down, you can't. You can then only crawl, or you
I think
can't
that
just.
was the case before, wasn't it?
No, but you can't use your move, like lose no movement. It costs you half your movement to go down and up. And I think you can't do one and the other in a turn. So if
Is
you
that-
go down, you can't go back up that turn.
Sure.
Something
Is that the
like
same
that.
with dismounting, where dismounting takes up half your move,
I
rather than
don't
being
think
able to
dismounting-
move?
Dismounting doesn't cost you any
It doesn't
move.
cost you any.
But what it always used to be is you'd have to, if you wanted to move on, you had to take off the move it had already done.
Yeah.
So if you were to move 10 on a horse and dismounted, your movement is 6, so you have to take 10 off 6, you got -4, so you couldn't move.
Right, sure.
Whereas if the horse moves 3, you can dismount and move 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which makes more sense.
So yeah, that, I don't know, on one hand it's possibly my lowest down on my favourite changes because it has no impact on the actual inner way of the rules, but I think it really feels to me like it's right up there as one of the greatest and simplest changes they did.
Yeah. It's all very good.
So there we go.
Mm-hmm.
In conclusion, James, new edition.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The thing I'm most looking forward to is looking at a group of attendees at a tournament and not being able to pick what army each of them is bringing and what order everyone is going to finish in. Because it got, I don't know if it was the same overseas, but in the UK you could look at a group of people who are going to an event and go, right, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, potentially other. And I think this is just going to mix it all up, and it's great.
It's really interesting, I think, because it feels like a small update in terms of the rules, special strikes, but the heroic actions, the heroic tiers, and the warband thing has actually blown the entire thing open.
Yeah.
Given it arguably, it's probably similar to when warbands came in, because warbands was a huge shake-up, but a huge.
Yeah, the meta will change.
I'm really excited about Throwing Skulls. I'm going to go to that, and and generally speaking, at that you've got massive armies, and people bring fluffy thematic armies, and I have no idea what a fluffy thematic army in this edition is going to do.
It's going to be really good.
You know, like
It's in the barrel as well.
like mine is, you know, I'm taking the Army of the Dead, and I don't think they're awful, but they're certainly not one of the armies that I think has suddenly got a huge, like a massive buff this year.
Yeah,
They got a big buff, but they were awful.
Yeah, exactly.
Still
They
beat
got
your
up to,
Ferret
like,
as well.
average. Yeah, Kieran. But now I think you're going to get an army like that, which is like, oh, there's this Throne of Skulls, and you deploy against, I don't know, a Gondor horde or something that somehow smacks you. It's like Aragorn King was. Bloody hell! What was that? I just got steamrolled by fluff. And like the Eagles on Rogan and Balrog and all that is.
Eagles will be tough.
I think that honestly the Balrog is gonna come to be hated.
Yeah.
In the same way like the Elf
so
Twins.
hard to kill.
Yeah, like not hated as that's completely
It's more
unfair,
like
but he'll be like a pariah, like that you don't want to see in your opponent's army now.
He's so hard to kill.
In the way like shamans are in the current meta, I think the Balrog and I think the elf heroes will become the thing that you go, oh no, when they deploy it against you. What's new edition?
Yeah, especially Balrog. Sorry, what?
Your thoughts?
Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm sure there'll be some things that in a year's time we're like, but it's hard to really spot them. I think the biggest thing will be that you just can't shut down some of the big heroes, and that they'll run riot, and then it's finding that balance.
I do think if you get them off their horses, though, they can't run riot.
Yeah.
You have a 3-attack Dwarfinder walking into you. It doesn't matter if he's killing both the models or the one model. He can't, reliably burn his one
but it's
heroic
the amount of
combo.
resource you have to put into it, because this is speaking as someone who was a Wood Elf player. You can't just kill stuff in one turn in the way that you could with Berserkers, because you had billions of attacks at strength 4 and could go 200 with a strength 3 army against defense 7 or whatever. You're just not going to kill that in one turn. So you have to punt so much resource into it that even if you do kill a Glorfindel, by the time you killed it, you've lost because you had to shove so much stuff into it.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean against all hero. I think that's how you do it. You take
Yeah,
down the
against all
horses,
heroes, but if it's Glorfindel and a Rivendell army, I'm like,
I think that is is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Like a fight 5 elf line with one or two of the massive tanks.
Because Arwen's really good, and Linda and Elrond. I think you'll see Linda on horse, Elrond on horse, Rivendell.
Knights, maybe.
Yeah, maybe an all knights one.
I think
or the knight standing away from
you.
you using the Rivendell bonus of Elrond and just.
Yeah.
You must be able to get 5 knights on either side of him, and they can shoot from behind their friends. So that's 10 knights on either side of him, 20 bows.
Yeah.
Shooting at you. Reroll ones to hit?
I believe so.
Yeah.
If they don't move, so alright, we won't move. Classic stand here and let you come to us.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. It'll be different armies. We'll see.
But the fundamental thing that I've said in a bunch of places is that I would far rather lose a game because Glorfindel and Elrond rampage through my army than because my trolls were immobilised in every single turn by a wraith.
Yeah.
That was
it feels more pleasant.
Every edition's going to have something horribly powerful.
Yeah, and they have Elrond, but you have Elendil. Say like it doesn't. It's not just an auto win, right? You will also have the big thing, and maybe it more comes down to who wins that fight up or whose thing does the most. But that's still more fun than
you might have
the immobilise war.
both massive things storming into each other.
It's more fun than the immobilise war. Yeah.
I hope it breeds more intelligent play in terms of resource spending. Because now that you've got to be really careful because only certain heroes can do certain things, you're going to have to develop more sort of coping mechanisms or tricks to be able to get the best out of your army against a variety of different opponents. And I'm quite excited to see what comes out of that.
Yeah.
In terms of new ways to play the game.
So there we go. There's our thoughts. We didn't really know quite what to do with having been off for 7 months and how do you talk about a new edition, but we thought this was quite good and still feels very long. So I think it's 7 months worth of content in one. Feels like about an hour and a half. I obviously don't know. But it's good to be back. Let us know in the comments below what you think about the new edition and all those sort of things. And we hope to get the ball rolling. I think we're going to get back to the 50-point battle room next week because it is very, very late here now. And we've restarted a few traditions this week.
We've chatted to you enough.
Indeed. But we'll see what those Wild Riders are up to in the next episode, which we hope will be very soon. Thanks, James.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. See you in 6 months for episode 95.
We'll get to 100 one day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Party.
Until then, don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe.
Support your Hobbit host by clicking on the links below.
Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter.
Support your hobby.
And
Happy.
Strat.
to G.
Bat.
Tool.
Gaming.
Palantir.
Sorted.
Palantir.